Time's up. Admiral.
Here it comes.
If somebody's going to try to blackmail me with advertising, blackmail me with money, go f yourself. But go f yourself. Is that clear? I hope it is. Hey, Bob.
Dude, that's like a test of strength. That's not gay. That's like I'm gonna grip you. I'm gonna grip you harder than you grip me. I am dumping unlimited power into you. Dude, that's like a test of strength. That's not gay. That's like I'm gonna grip you. I'm gonna grip you harder than you grip me. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Mellow Mondays, where we just try to chill out, have a good time. I am Adam, Renaissance Nerd. Maybe some new people in the audience tonight because the channel has found some traction, Devil. People like it that I'm ripping on Velma. So it's doing good stuff. It is
nice.
Dim in here. I think I'll whatever. I look too dark. it's too dim. I think I have one monitor too dark. Whatever. I don't care. It was a weekend, and it was a day today. And how you doing, Devil? You all right?
Yeah. I'm finally. At least I feel like I'm over the shit that I caught on the trip. Now it's just allergies. You know,
Vegas crud.
But now it's just allergies. But I've gone over that, but still shitty sleep. But that's just normal for me, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, I went to bed last night. When did I go to bed? It had to be around 4, I think, because after we were done, I just started watching more Star Trek. And I just keep going. I'm like, shit, it's 4 o'clock. I gotta go to bed. And I slept about 4 hours. Then I woke up and I couldn't get back to sleep. So I did some prep work, clipped out some stuff, set up some videos, then went back to bed, woke up, realized, okay, I have X amount of time until Mellow Mondays. What am I going to do with myself? Okay, we got some house chores. I got to make food because, and I want to stream Stellar Blade. I want to get back into Stellar Blade. Everybody else is like 20 hours ahead of me from where I left off. So I managed to get it in tonight. We had a good stream. It's over on the gaming channel. Some of the people in the chat were there. We had a good time. I'm still getting the hang of it. I died a few times where I shouldn't have died against a couple bosses, but we're getting better. The muscle memory is starting to build. I'm getting better with the skills and stuff like that. And it was a good time. And then here we are. Got a couple things tonight. We're gonna talk about. Have you seen the Mufasa trailer yet, Devil?
No, I didn't even know there was a Mufasa movie.
Yeah, there's a Mufasa prequel. A live action, and live action mean shitty Disney CGI digital version of the prequel to The Lion King. So I haven't seen it yet either, because when it was on Geeks and Gamers this morning on Daily, I fell asleep again. So they went over it. I slept right through it. Apparently they clipped it, so I don't know. So I haven't seen it yet either. I know it's bad. All I know is that it's bad. We got a couple of other things I'm going to bring up. One thing, like I said, I got an article that Samuel found that I found too off of, Bounding into Comics, talking about piracy and the government. So we're going to wait till Samuel gets here for that. A couple other funny things here and there. Let's do that. But either way, let's say hi to the chat, and then we'll just start chilling out. Hail to good Sir Algrim the Strong and Legatus Legionist, my mods, my regulars. Here, keep the peace and be personal trolls. Legatus is no doubt keeping a death count for me and Celebrate at this point. Let's see what else. Hail to you, Jaden Hamilton, young man, ready to serve our country. Good luck to you, my young friend, and stay safe out there. Hail to Clifton. How you doing, Clifton? Hail, Sam 8000, and anybody else just not chatting and watching. We're happy to have you here on what is a busy, always a busy Monday night. because there's many things going on, and we appreciate you guys hanging out. There's Samuel. Samuel will be
Hey,
joining us for about
Samuel.
an hour or so. Hit that like button, guys. Links in the description below. And we hope you enjoy the rest of the show, whether watching now live or on the replay, because the streams stay up now. I don't unlist them, even though I will keep on. They're all on a playlist, but I keep them up now because YouTube doesn't penalize for live stream staying public. So, hey, whatever. That's good. Anyway,
Yes, sir.
last night, Get Ranked was fun. We had a good time last night.
Yeah.
We totally geeked out over the wrestling stuff. And hail to Grumbit, first time seeing you in the chat. Welcome to the show. So I love when we listen. Sometimes I am very ready to start a fight on Get Ranked because the yelling match is good YouTube when two nerds go at it over something. But last night was essentially a kumbaya fest where we were all united in the nostalgia of the good old days of wrestling.
I think a lot of this stuff was just, it was so clear where they should be. Usually I disagree with some stuff, but every time you guys put something somewhere, I was all that makes perfect sense. So I was agree with almost everything too. It was real nice to go through it. I think your guys' list was really good representation of exactly where they should have gone.
Yeah.
For the thing, like I said, if you're sitting there saying the way we did it, it makes sense that Ric Flair wasn't, high up.
Exactly.
And I know there are people are going to probably look at that and say, why would they dare put Ric Flair that low? It's because we were just considering the time they were baby faces, and Ric Flair's time as baby face, no one even knew he had a time as baby face.
It was like twice that in my personal memory, it really. The only one that when he was first in WWE, WWF, when he came over, and as I was talking about last night, when he came over and he brought the WCW World Heavyweight Champion with him, and they kept blurring it out. He was total heel going after Hogan, total heel, and then he went back to WCW and remained heel. But only time I remember him in the '90s being a face was at the peak of the NWO wars, where it was his turn to try and take out Hogan, and then his son betrayed him and turned on him and stuff like that. So that was the only time he went face, and then it's just really brief, and only because everybody else had fallen at that point, and Sting was still kind of MIA. I think that's what the timeline is, but
it's the most entertaining thing about last night was, since we weren't butting heads and it wasn't really a nerd fight, was the fact that everyone was so knowledgeable on it, the what happened and the history of wrestling and stuff, that it really became kind of like a bunch of guys just hanging out talking about stuff they love, which is always so really entertaining and good and stuff. It's the same thing I had when we were doing the 60s cars. Or not 60s muscle cars. It was like 60s, 70s. It covered up both 10 years there. And it was the same thing. A lot of agreement, but it was because they knew what they were talking about. And so when, the discussions were more interesting about, this car was started making there. Do you know why they made that car? Oh, they made that car in response to this car having, that was the interesting part of it. And so same thing with the wrestling. We had ETEP there. He knows a ton of that stuff. Just everybody was just, chiming in on it.
I mean, I only know mainstream stuff. So ETEP is probably the most knowledgeable guy there about the indies, because of course he was in it. And real quick, Nova Goddess, I only drowned once. I dove in once and it got hurt and I ran away. And then later on, I came back and I jumped in the water thinking I could just take damage over time and get to the loot and get out in time. So no, I didn't drown 2 or 3 times. It was just once. Don't pad the death numbers. Don't do that.
God, it's fake news. Fake news.
No. Listen, I'll give you all the other deaths that happened tonight because I either boomed it, I missed jumps, or I jumped off of something and fell because I put too much mustard on it. And the boss fights were a little ugly at times because I still getting used to some of the mechanics of my dodging and blocking abilities. But no, I only drowned once. Anyway, so ETEP, he was a fountain of knowledge. CJP had a lot of knowledge more than I did of the indie circuit and 70s stuff, because I have zero knowledge of what went on in the 70s. That was before my time, and also once I got into it, I wasn't interested in going back like that. And
And Darnell knew a lot too.
Yeah,
So.
he did too. Yeah, but it was I loved when somebody would say something and the memory, a favorite memory, would come around, and we all knew exactly what we were talking about. It's like, yes, yes, I remember that. Oh, yes, 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 that was that moment. And it is fun to do the knowledgeable nostalgia bait one rather than, even though I do like the fighting, sometimes the arguing, this and that, but it did work out very well. I was surprised, though. I got to say, I was surprised that I got Sergeant Slaughter into GOAT. I was surprised I got him up there in terms of his FaceTime.
Well, like I said, I agreed with that one because the GI Joe thing. Like I
That's
said,
what put it
it
over.
was
Yeah.
yeah, it wasn't it was how the character came off to the public. And Sergeant Slaughter for a time there was the American guy, you know, right up there equal with Hulk Hogan on this patriotic thing back, you know, when that meant something. Where, you know, kids had the toy, they watched the cartoon, and they connected the two. So you have to give him credit for that too, because it was part of the character. It was
Yep.
a connection to the character.
Yep.
So I saw it. I thought that if somebody put him in A, I wouldn't have been like, oh, that's wrong. But I totally see him being a GOAT.
I needed him to be in GOAT just because, as you said, his time as a face is iconic, and he's Sergeant Slaughter. He beat up Nemesis Enforcer in one of the greatest moments in cartoon history. So how can you not put it there? And honestly, all three that I wanted to go got there: Slaughter, Hogan, and Sting. I mean, that's where they belong. Because somebody said it in chat, Sting was the Hogan of WCW. He kept that afloat, and he never really went heel in his time. Never really. I mean, I thought somebody mentioned it like once for a minute, like literally a minute. He was heel, and then it didn't hold. So that even though you could say when he came back as Crow Sting, he wasn't even anti-hero. He was just dark hero at that point. And he literally didn't say a word for like 2 years. And that was interesting because Sting was the vocal face, always shouting and yelling at the crowd and cheering him on. No, he was silent. And it was so good.
Yeah. Like I said, I think that in that category, the most clearest one was Hulken, because one, he was such a pure face. He, you know, no one could deny that his time as the face was much.
He was wrestling.
Yeah. But like I also mentioned yesterday, I said the funny thing is he is one of the few people who his face and his heel run was
epic.
Yeah, they both were massively successful. And so, like I said, it kind of shows to his talent at what he did.
Yeah. And E-Tip was absolutely right that it is a myth that Hogan doesn't have at least some technical skills. Because I've seen the footage of when he wrestles in Japan. He can do it all. He can go to the mat. He can switch the chain holds, all that kind of stuff. He can do it. He just didn't need to when he was mainstream. And I appreciated it, what he did. I mean, when I was a kid and we used to play wrestling, we didn't do the full-on wrestling stuff. We would play it and have wrestling, and you were allowed to choose your powers. And I always chose the Hulk up. The Hulk up, because when you choose the Hulk up, you're invincible. It was always the thing, and I loved it, every minute of it. And I look forward to the heel one, because talking the heels then for that era will be epic, because Hogan fits right in as well. And then we get to really talk Ric Flair. Then we get to talk how he is just how I said all the time, he is king heel. And it makes him, people like to talk about the Mount Rushmore of wrestling. And after the first two for me is always Hogan and Flair, because they defined wrestling on the opposite ends as the ultimate face and the ultimate heel. And also their showmanship, the way they sell it.
Yeah, there's two kinds of wrestlers. There's wrestlers that are just really good at wrestling technically, so sound, so that they can carry the show on being able to use multiple moves and really keep you entertained that way. And then there's the people who are just good showmen and they can entertain you because you love the characters so much. Like I said, I guess the perfect example would be Hulk Hogan for the showman and Bret the Hitman Hart for technical.
Mhm.
You know, like we said, Bret was never that great at promos. Never was his strong suit. But that dude knew everything you could do in a
Yeah.
ring
Yeah.
because of his father. His father
And
that
the dungeon, their famous
yep,
training, their
yep.
training room. Yeah.
So he knew ways to make you break people. You know, he always used the sharpshooter, but he knew tons of submission holds. And
Mhm.
if you got him, if you know, if her wrestling doesn't really go down to the mat, professional wrestling,
Mhm.
but if they did, he probably would be amazingly good at that too, because that's what his father trained him in, was wrestling. So but like I said, Hogan, the reason I said Hogan wasn't good, I haven't seen the Japanese ones. Like I said, I'm not even denying
I've
it
just seen some
because I haven't
clips.
seen them.
I've seen clips. Yeah.
But
That's it.
the reason why I see him not so much as a technical wrestler is because you could literally watch 7 Hogan freaking wrestling matches and you could literally act it out as if it was a movie you've seen 1,000 times.
Yeah.
The exact same stuff happened every time.
Yeah.
At some point, the person would start getting the better of Hogan and be beating him, and he'd be, taking it. All of a sudden, he just
Then it's
and
Hulk
then
out. Then it's
start
Hulk out
shaking his
time.
start shaking his head. They hit him, just shaking his head, and then he would stand up in the point, and then no matter what they did, it wouldn't hurt him.
Yeah.
And
The invincibility, the Hulk. I loved it. That's the
yeah,
moment you knew it. And that's why at WrestleMania 6, when the Warrior beat him after he hulked up, it broke my heart. Like I'd never
yeah,
seen the invincibility beaten at that point. I hadn't seen
yep.
it. Had not seen it, so it broke my little boy heart. Real quick, Sam 8000 for $5. Lord of the Rings is coming back to theaters this summer. The extended editions in 4K. I can't
Mm.
wait. I can't wait. My dad took me to see Return of the King in theaters when I was 5. Loved. Yeah. It's an experience. That is an experience. Oh, let me do that. That it will be an experience for some people. I mean, I have it right there, so I'm happy just right here watching it, nice and calm, comfortable, where I can stop it and go pee. Because if you're watching all of them, you're gonna have to stop and go pee at some point.
Hold on. Are they putting them all out at the same time, or are they doing so? You'd have to literally
I
be there
think
for like.
it's. I don't know if it's one sitting, but they're being released. I know it's happening. I don't know if it's one sitting.
Oh god, they should do it like every 2 months. The Fellowship of the Ring 2 months, then Two Towers 2 months, because I couldn't do a whole day like that. Like maybe if they were the basic versions, I could pull a long day like that at a theater.
Yeah,
But the
not in a theater. I mean,
extended
I've done it
cuts,
here. I've
oh,
done it. I've done it at home. I've done all 3 in one day at home before,
that's
but
like
that's
what,
home.
8 hours?
9 hours.
9 hours?
9 hours.
Oh god,
It's
yeah.
good though. It's a good
Oh,
time. It's worth it.
9 hours in a theater seat, my ass would
Yeah,
be
no, that's
dead.
that's the thing though. I mean, I wouldn't want to do it in a theater. I admit, I'm I'm kind of past needing to go to theaters anymore, unless I was on a date or family or invited by people to go do it. I prefer my home theater experience because I'm just comfortable. I can eat what I want. I can use the bathroom. I can refill my drink anytime I want. And I can take a break. I can pause. If something happens, I can pause and something I have to do something. And then I can be comfortable because this chair is infinitely more comfortable than the movie theater. Even though movie theater chairs are not what they were uh 20 years ago. I just I just prefer this. Maybe because I also have no social life where I live right now, but still, I like this. I like it better. But everybody's gonna go enjoy it. Have a good time. Knock yourself out. It's a good show of support for quality.
Yeah.
Go and show your wallet that you'll go watch Lord of the Rings instead of Zendaya getting plowed by 2 dudes on a screen that may as well look like gay sex because she looks like a boy. Um, so yeah, have fun. I think he said, yeah. So you're going to go to see Return of the King. Either way, have a good time. Sam 1000. Everybody else have a good time. And thank you again for the $5. And hail to Andy Akhav and Setlet 3 Gaming, whoever arrived while we were talking. What were we talking about? Wrestling.
Listen.
Yeah. What I hated though is that I made this big mistake last night, and I hate it when I do it. Is I confuse. I always fumble my young little boy memory of WrestleManias 3 and 4 and 5. I always fumble those memories because I was sort of paying attention, and I don't. I always forget. I always mix up which one was the tournament and which one was the actual Hogan versus Macho Man. And I always forget that stuff. I do. I feel like I lose points when I do it, and I know Ariel was happy to dock me my points last night.
Ariel surprised me. Her knowledge of it was pretty immense. I wasn't expecting that. You know, she's never mentioned in any other you know, conversations on anything, so I didn't know she was so knowledgeable in it. But then she just started dropping facts and saying like exact dates,
Yep.
stuff happened and stuff in the chat. I'm like, damn, Ariel, what the hell?
I think she said she's been watching a lot of YouTube lore videos on stuff.
Mhm.
So hey, well, usually Ariel's just here to troll us. And
Yeah,
she
that's
decides to
exactly
take
it. I'm all like, I thought she'd come in there and start talking about how all they look so good in their, you know, wrestling briefs.
Why are we talking about the divas and their boobs and
Yeah, and stuff
It-
like that. And all of a sudden, she just starts dropping
But
facts, and we're all like, okay.
I think we tend to forget that when Ariel's done messing around with us, she has a lot of nerd knowledge on a lot of stuff. We tend to forget that because she comes in to have fun in the chat and mess with us.
She cloaks herself in a cape of pervertedness.
And we appreciate it. It makes it fun. We have a good time with it. She was on the stream earlier tonight. She may pop in here tonight now. We appreciate all of you guys in the chat. We love it when you guys mess with us, and we love it when you contribute to the conversation, when you share your thoughts, you throw things, and when you if we're wrong, we don't feel bad when you correct us. Now, okay, let me talk about it. I don't mind you correct us. I feel bad because I hate messing up. So that's the difference. But always engage with us, guys. We love it when you do it. We appreciate it because that's what kind of this type of show is tonight. It's for you as much for us to chill out, have a good time, and talk about stuff. All right. So go watch it. Go check it out. It's still up on Devil's channel. Get ranked. Faces from the Golden Age of Wrestling. And
Yep, I need to figure out the one I'm gonna do for this week. I've got 2 lists already done, so it's just on who I can, if I can find the people. I have the villains of the X-Men. We already did the heroes, so X-Men villains ranked.
all right, that's a nerd fight waiting to happen.
Yeah,
That's a nerd fight. The X-Men hero one that got ugly.
yeah. And then if not that, I have all of the Disney movies ranked the original animation style before they started putting 3D into it and stuff like that.
Ooh.
And CG graphics and computers and stuff, all the older stuff like that. It's a 35 thing list, but I think I've got every single one.
You're talking Snow White all the way up to Princess and the Frog then, huh?
Yes, I do believe that's where I could tell you.
Because technically even though Princess and the Frog happened during their shift in animation, it was the last 2D animation one they ever did, or original like art animation.
Yeah, I've got all the way up. I got. I don't know which one the last one. So it must have been Princess and the Frog. But
the last couple where it was like Tarzan and Princess and the Frog were like the last ones. In that section.
Yeah, I think that's where I end up stopping. But yeah, so it doesn't have like the Toy Stories and stuff like that. I'll do that on a different list, and I'll do the ones
that's Pixar. I mean, that's not even Disney. That's Pixar. That's not Disney Studios.
I'll throw the ones in that kind of like, you know, Brave and Moana and stuff. They'll all be in that too. The ones where it started being where it was like half. It was Disney, but then they had like these 3D computer generated characters too. I'll throw those in there. But this is all the original kind of 2D animation that we loved as children. So they're all the good ones.
Yeah,
from Aladdin and Sword in the Stone, Robin Hood.
I already know my. I could think of goats immediately on that one. It's not hard for me. I mean, when I was sick last summer, when I had Goof, and I was just grasping in anything to watch since I was basically immobile for a week. I went on a Disney Ren. I went on a Ren Disney marathon. I burned through all the movies, most of them. I think I stopped around mid-90s, but they were all glorious. They still hold up. they're all fantastic, and it's so good. And I mean, even some of the ones in the '80s that kind of fell through the cracks, like Oliver, not well known, but was still quality.
Yeah.
There was still good way back in the day, and it's not that anymore, not at all. I still hold the final two good actual Disney movies before the dark times for the Empire were Wall-E and Tangled. That was it.
Yeah.
Then those are the last ones. That's the last one.
Samuel, Lady and the Tramp is GOAT. I like Lady and the Tramp.
It's
I
a
don't know
B.
if it's GOAT.
It's a B.
My favorite part is the little Scotty dog singing the freaking song. Little to the left and a little to the right and right to
We
the
are
place.
Siamese, please.
Yeah, that was good too.
That's racist. That's
Yeah.
racist.
Now it's canceled.
You know what?
Sorry.
You know what? You know what? I'll change my. I'll put it in GOAT just to trigger the forever victimhood angry brigade who want to say it's the Siamese cats are racist. I'll do it just to I would do it just to piss them off. I'm sure Dev will have the qualifications for what would make them go from animation to story. I'm assuming songs are a part of that because they all have songs. This is old school Disney. They all had songs back then.
I could so far I've got overall story,
Mhm.
Antagonist, protagonist, and animation. So not songs, but I could put that on as a
because some
extra.
of them I would say I would think about me adding that in there because some of them have songs that make it an X factor that might bump it up that are still iconic.
Maybe I'll replace the animation because the one thing is animation changed so much in the time it was. Like Snow White, for the time, that was great animation.
It was
but
the first. That's the benchmark right there.
Yeah, but when you put it up against something that obviously later much better quality and stuff, it's because what they were working with and the time and stuff. So maybe I'll replace animation with music because the music was pretty iconic. Some of them
it's
still,
subjective, and also they've restored a lot of those, so they look nice now with restorations. Because I think I agree with you. Animation is kind of maybe an unfair measuring mark because of the fact that it's an era thing.
Yeah.
And you don't want you can't. It's hard to judge something by the limitations of the era.
Yeah.
And so, yeah,
Yep.
I would swap that out. I would suggest swapping that out now that you mention it like that. Yeah.
Yeah. I just need that's probably the one I'll go with. I just need to, like I said, contact the people. I want to see if they want to be on panel and get it all set up. But otherwise, after that, it should be pretty easy because one of the hardest parts of doing it is trying to find all the assets, the pictures to build the list with. And with Disney, that shouldn't be very hard.
That's a hard. Just get the posters for every movie. That's a simple one.
So,
and every time I do a drive-in thumbnail where I cut out the title and put it on the primary thumbnail, I just search poster and I'm able to get the thing. So for that, the way you do thumbnails, the posters, that'll probably do it just fine because a lot of them are recognizable too.
Well, the only way I could do that is if the poster I can cut because I want all the pictures to look the same. You can have it where some of them are different, and to me, my OCD triggers, and I need everything to be exact same. So I have to make it where they're square. So that's the problem is I'd have to get square images. So I can cut them from the poster. I just can't use the whole poster.
Maybe cut the titles because that would probably work. That'll probably work. Yeah, be fair. All right, so look forward to that, guys. The next Getting Ranked, one of those two probably sounds like it's going to be the Disney one. So that'll be a fun one, and there will be argument. I can hear arguments about that now. I can hear them already. All right, let's torture ourselves. Let's watch the Mufasa trailer. I haven't watched it yet. Yes, let's watch the Mufasa trailer. Something that is completely and totally. This is an unnecessary creation. Did anybody ever wonder about Mufasa's origins?
Nope.
Nope. Nope. I sure as hell didn't. Uh, did I care? And not that. If let's say you're going to do it, I don't want to see it in god awful zombie CGI animation. I don't want that. This is horrid. So let's take a look at 1 minute 32 seconds. It's not very long, but I'm sure it's going to be very painful. And right away, when I fired it up, it started. So we're going to get a very famous moment here, but I'll fight it on claim if I have to. Yeah, there you go. for transformative. That
Who left the refrigerator open?
listen, I have no I couldn't listen. I was there when Lion King came out. I loved him as much as everybody else. I owned it on VHS. It was one of the last times you bought those big, thick Disney VHS.
Yeah, the white
holders.
plastic.
Yeah,
thing.
white that thing did not fit well with all the other VHSs in the drawer where I kept all my tapes. And listen, I watched the hell out of that movie. It was fantastic, glorious. But to this day, is where I can go. What's being said there?
We need to find like one of those. Take a picture of it and put on because you see them all the time on Twitter. If does anyone know what this is? Like type things, or if you know what this is, you can be my friend.
Turn it on its side. You have to turn it on its side where you just see the seam and the thin plastic, and then the puffy white that connects it.
I just want to hear all these Zoomers trying to figure out what the hell it is. Oh, that's a TV dinner holder so it doesn't burn your lap.
Do I stick my dick in it?
Yeah.
So, all right. So here we go. Let's keep going. Now, okay. Snow?
Yeah, how the hell the fucking lion find
we're in
ice?
Africa. Why is there ice? I'm confused.
Okay, there's parts of Africa that have ice, but I don't think necessarily a lion would be around there. It's the mountains. I mean, there's mountainous areas maybe that get high enough to actually get cold enough for snow, but not on where the Sahara or whatever.
It was like the Serengeti where Pride Rock is and shit like that. That's just plains, and there's no. What is this coming out of the Ice Age?
Mufasa's that old.
Oh my goodness! Sorry, let's keep going. So we have. I'm assuming one of these is Mufasa. Don't tell me that's the
Freaky or not Freaky. What's his name? What's
I don't remember. It's been so long.
The freaking monkey.
Who knows monkey foo? All right.
Rafiki.
This story begins far beyond the mountains and the shadows.
All right, so from what I understand, they're bringing back the voice cast crew from the horrible remake that made a lot of money, but everybody hates.
Yeah,
it's a weird thing.
I don't know why people saw that.
I didn't.
I didn't. Yeah, I didn't even have 1 ounce of desire to see the live action.
Well, all right. Here's my theory. My theory is that is the height of the Disney live action reboot craze, where everybody was drinking that Kool-Aid. And all they heard was, "Oh, I love this in its other version. I'm going to go see it because I love it." Not even thinking, because this was 2017 when that came out, 2018, I think, when the live action one came out. Somebody correct me in the chat with that. And the curtain was still pulled down on Disney. Nobody knew what was going on there. Nobody knew. Nobody dared talk bad about Disney because Last Jedi hadn't happened yet, I think, or it had just happened, and the cracks were starting to form. So everybody still bought into it and blindly consumed. And they had who directed it? Shit, was it what's his name? Shit, I'm losing names tonight. God damn it. I'm losing names tonight. Oh, who directed Iron Man? What the fuck was his name? Who's part of Mandalorian? God damn it. I'm losing points here, guys. Help me. Losing points. I have a fraying. He's not your friend. God, don't make me get up and go grab a movie where he's on it to see it. Don't make me do that. I don't want to look. I'm God damn it. This is ruining the segment. Ruining the segment because because I'm losing it. Favreau. That's it. Favreau. I got it. Nobody said it. I said it before I saw it anywhere. Favreau. Didn't Favreau direct this?
I have no idea.
I think Favreau directed the other one. Yeah. Okay. All right. Gotta see. I beat you to it though. I beat you to it. I said it first. So yeah, Favreau directed the other one. So I think it also they were caught up in the Favreau hype of John Favreau. Oh, John
I love
Favreau.
that you and Legatus have this like competition with your own thoughts. Like
Well,
I could just see you sneezing every day and going, "God bless you." First, God before you.
well, the
Legatus,
thing is, he lives to correct. He doesn't live to correct. He lives to correct me, but he also lives to get it if I'm losing it, and he wants to get the answer out there. So if I know I can get it, or if I'm fumbling, and it's right there on tip of my tongue, I need to say it before I know the correction or the answer is coming, so that he can't claim dominion over me. So, all right. So this is, I believe, the voice cast from the Favreau one is coming back for this, which means Beyonce. Don't you want to hear Donald Glover and Beyonce more?
oh, always.
On the other side of the light.
That is so awful to look at. It doesn't hurting my eyes is the wrong term. It's jarring. It's so fake. It's jarring.
A lion was born without a drop of nobility in his blood.
What? I'm
So
sorry.
from ice to now we're in dry desert.
A lion was born without a drop of nobility in his blood. Isn't it you?
So what they're going to play at is that this is a rags to riches. He had to fight his way, probably because he's a black lion. I mean,
But
let's be
then what
honest.
about? But what about Scar? He's his brother. Means he has no nobility either. They're brothers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's exactly how they'll play it. Scar was probably the one arrested for doing nothing at all, and that's why his life took the bad turn.
Oh, that was set up. I was set up. He set me up.
Sorry, I had to do it.
A lion who would change our lives forever. Mufasa.
I'm going to ask this question now. Because I'm going to ask it whenever we get to the end. Let us answer now. We know Mufasa's end. We know how he ends up. He's murdered.
Yeah.
Where are the stakes of this movie? Where is the tension? Where is anything in this? There's no story here.
Well, it worked for Titanic.
Oh God.
We knew where that.
No, that's James Cameron sucking his own dick. That's what that is. Oh my God. All right.
Yes, Sam.
Wait. Is that him and Scar hopping on alligator back there? That's him and Scar having fun together. Okay. Hopping on hippo back. Jesus Christ. I bet they're gonna be singing too.
Did you see Sam's? We didn't land on Pride Rock.
No, this can't be a cash grab because this is not going to make any money. They're going to spend $200 million on this piece of shit.
Yeah,
they're not going to make any money on it. This is another failure in the making.
Yeah, it's like you said, when the Lion King live action was hit right at the peak of the live action kind of, ooh, they're making a live action version. I have to watch it, even though it's the same damn story. Mm-hmm. They're over that. Like the past 4 or 5 have failed epically.
Massive losses. Little Mermaid, Haunted Mansion, massive losses.
Yeah, so I don't think this necessarily is going to do it. If any of them would, I would say maybe this, because the Lion King one did successful, so maybe people
go because of
connection. Yeah, but it's exactly it. No one is gonna. I don't think there are gonna be a lot of people going, I have to see where Mufasa came from, especially because, like I said right off the bat, you're kind of getting this idea that somehow they're gonna play it the trope of coming up from nothing. He wasn't born to nobility. He had to fight for it or some shit.
And this is Disney. We just got to wait for the agenda shoes to drop. It's
Yeah.
gonna be there.
What character's Lizzo gonna play?
Well, we saw a bunch of hippos. Any one of them.
Destiny awaits you.
Oh, what the fuck? We're doing the lion in the stars again. But who is it? If he came from nothing, then who's he talking to? It was one thing when what's his face? Who was the God? I forget Matthew Broderick's character's name now. I suddenly forget it. This one I will take the correction on. There's no way I'm gonna forget. I remember the name.
Yeah, Legatus, here's your opportunity.
Get one over on me. There's no way. Simba. Got it. I got it. Simba. There's no way. I mean, it's one thing for Simba in the original to look up and hear his father, the spirit of his father in the stars, because that's a legacy. If he comes from nothing, what the hell is this even here? This is just another. Oh, look! Remember Lions in the Stars? Wait. Timon and Pumbaa?
How could they be in there?
I mean, that's Timon and Pumbaa. That makes no sense.
Yeah. They're as old as maybe a little older than his son, but not him.
This is Retcon City, man. We are now I mean, it's all fan fiction bullshit. This is officially now Retcon City. Population, all Disney employees who worked on this. This is retarded. This is simply retarded. Nostalgia baiting. That's all they can try and do. Oh, look, guys, Timon and Pumbaa. It's not their fathers. That's not how their relationship is. They met each other randomly. They didn't like.
That would be changing the lore of Timon and Pumbaa because they happened upon each other and they have their own kind of thing. It wasn't like they were raised together. I don't think.
Yeah,
so.
Lion King 1.5 tells their story tells the movie from their point of view, and shows them that, like, as it shows in the original, that during Simba's song, "I Can't Wait to Be King," when all the animals fall over, it's because Pumbaa, hit one with his horns, and it caused the chain reaction. So they have their own thing involved with this stuff, with their own history. So them being here and running into Mufasa, and this is Pumbaa's a cow. Timon's a coward. He's not jumping in a lion. What is this? And that I don't even think that's Mufasa. I think that's Scar.
Oh, what if they make it where he gives Scar the scar?
That's it.
My God.
That's it right there. Devil, you hit on it immediately.
It's the cat giving fucking Nick Fury the scar all over again. Oh my God.
Oh, damn. So they're going to have it that Timon gave Scar his scar. Then why was he called Scar before he had the scar?
Jesus Christ.
Oh, this is such basement bottom dwelling storytelling.
Timon, yeah. Big old lion got freaking scarred up by a freaking goddamn meerkat.
Oh, this is so retarded. Oh, damn. We are all now dumber for this.
Now, if Pumbaa gave it to him, that would make sense because boars are a bitch, man.
Yeah,
with
boars,
their tusks. You
don't F with boars, dude. Those things
they will slice you open with those things.
Yeah.
Wild pigs are dangerous. So yeah, I could get like maybe it was like an accident or something, but like I said, they wouldn't even be there, so that's even bullshit. So.
Yeah, so and it looks like a volcano right there. I don't know. This is retarded.
So we've had
Please.
snow, we've had desert, and now we've had volcanoes. It's like
Yeah.
we're all over the board here.
What is this? The formation of the planet? Have we gone that far back in time? Good Lord. So Timon's gonna give him the scar. I want to know. That's the only thing I want to know about this movie. Is it Timon giving a scar? And yes, Ariel. We are assuming this is Timon and Pumbaa, and Timon is going to give Scar his scar. This is retarded. Pausing for transformative purposes. Okay, let's Seth Rogen?
Oh,
God, what is he gonna go? Oh,
he's
God.
gonna play Puma or whatever his name is, the pig. I bet he always plays a character that looks like him.
All right, so we got. I only know a few people. Mads Mikkelsen, man, he'll do anything for money these days, won't he? Donald Glover. I hate Donald Glover. I hate him as a person. I hate him as an actor. I don't get his deal. I don't.
Yeah, there's nothing he's been in that I've been impressed with.
I was never a Community guy. I
Yeah.
never liked Community. I gave it a try. I gave it the old college try, and I say that pun on purpose there. I tried it. I watched a bunch of it on Comedy Central. It never rang true with me. I don't get the obsession with Community. I just don't.
I've never gone to watch too much of it, so I can't really say. But every movie he's been in, I've been like, okay, he just seems like generic black man character.
Yeah.
Insert here.
Oh no!
What?
Billy Eichner made Bros. Thank you, Samuel. Thank you. It means there's gay in there.
Yeah.
Just gonna be gay animals. Gonna be gay animals. Gay animals. Gay animals.
What are those elephants doing in the background? Oh my god!
Elephant dick, no! All right, let's see if there's anything else to this. And introducing Blue Ivy Carter. Wait. So Blue, I'm assuming that's Beyonce and Jay-Z's kid.
Kids, because they're both Carters, right?
Well,
no, Beyonce is. Oh, okay,
Beyonce.
Yeah, you're right. Beyonce. Okay.
She played Nala in the last one.
Okay.
So nepotism. We're just let's just put our kid in this. Oh.
So is it gonna play? Is she gonna play the kid version of Simba's mother? You think?
Who knows? I'm assuming Blue Ivy Carter is a girl. I'm assuming.
Yeah, that's assumptions. Now who knows?
I mean, Blue Ivy sounds like a girl's name.
Well, it's if she chooses to stay as a girl. Remember, you can change that pretty quickly.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I wonder if she's gonna play like the younger Mufasa's wife back when they were kids. I'm sure they run into each other, and he falls for her, and then meets her later. At some point, and so
these people are such trash. These are the trashiest people in the world.
Yeah, I mean,
commie Marxists.
There's nothing in it that like I'm like automatically like, oh fuck this shit. It just doesn't seem interesting at all.
It's
like
stupid.
I said, I didn't watch the first one. Why would I watch the second one?
It's just plain and simple, stupid and unnecessary. And that trailer, I know it's a teaser trailer, but it doesn't even tease anything interesting. It's just dumb. Wait, she's playing. Oh, because you know what they're doing. This is Simba and Nala telling the story of Mufasa to their daughter. Is that the? I don't remember. I know there was Lion King 2, The Pride of Simba. Was that the actual daughter's name, Kiara, in that one? Could somebody confirm that? Because I never saw Lion King 2. I tapped out after the first one. I never went back for the lame continuation of it. So somebody let me know if that is their actual daughter's name from the original movie's canons. But this is I know Beyonce played Nala in the first one. Well, Ariel, we can't do it in the middle of the show. I can't stop to go look shit up. And Legatus, it gives him meaning to look shit up for me. I let him do it.
I just saw a thing. They freaking were trying to push some freaking I don't know if it's on Netflix or what, but this special where they're talking about how country music's now gonna change because freaking Beyonce made a country album.
Oh,
Well,
God.
like you mean the shit that no one I know has heard. Yeah, it's totally changing country music now.
Okay, so does Kiara. Okay, yeah, I'm sorry.
Beyonce.
I listen. Of course, there was that period of time where I would have, bent Beyonce over a table and done all kinds of things to her way back in the day. Now I can't even stomach looking at her because I think she's a disgusting human being, and I hate everything she does, and she's poison to entertainment. But it's ridiculous to think that Beyonce is gonna change country music.
Yeah.
What's she gonna jump up and down, shake her ass, and shake her tits in country music too?
Step aside, white men. It's it's Queen Bee's turn at country.
Oh, and songs by this piece of shit. Lin-Manuel Miranda is one of the most overrated hacks when it comes to songwriting and plays in current day. This guy is a hack. He's a race baiter. He's an agenda pusher. He's a lame ass actor too when he does act. God damn, this has disaster written all over it. Let's give the appropriate downvote. Oh, it's been ratioed hard already. Look at that.
Ooh,
that's a ratio. You know what? Hang on, I'm gonna reload it. Let's see if it's since I had this tab up a long time ago. Let's see if it's gone up any higher. Shut up! Okay, yeah, it's even higher now. 91,000 downvotes. Yeah, that's it's. And this came out today. And this is on the main Disney Channel. 2.6 million views, only 58,000 upvotes. Devil, that's terrible. That's terrible.
Not looking good.
Zero traction. Let's read some comments. I want to read some comments here. Let me zoom in so you guys can see them too. All right. Oh, oops. All right, go back one. There we go. It's funny how Lin-Manuel Miranda agreed to write original songs for this movie instead of Moana 2. I don't get that reference because I didn't watch the first Moana, didn't care. So I think Disney has Lin-Manuel Miranda locked in a basement somewhere, forcing him to turn out new songs. No, he does it willingly. He is full on agenda. Who asked for this? That's a good question. Questions we put before a green light movie. Devil, that is the ultimate question. Who asked for this? Who asked for this?
Nobody.
No one. Let me bring up a different tab. I will look up now because I want to ask the question. Let's see if I can find out the budget for this. God. All right. What the hell? I have this. I have Google on dark mode, but all day long when I load it up, sometimes it comes up on bright mode and it hurts my eyes. All right. Mufasa, The Lion King, budget. Let's see. There's a budget for this yet. No. Oh, numbers. Let's see. Does numbers have it for us? Summary. No budget yet. No budget yet for this movie. And nothing yet. Wait, no, that's Lion King, not Mufasa. Well, okay. MSN. Okay, here we go. Load this up. God damn it. Let me switch this out in 1 second here. 1 month ago, according to MSN, it says that it has a. God damn it! I hate when I can't get this right on live TV. According to this MSN article from a month ago, it says it has a $250 million budget.
Oh, that's a big budget for a movie like this. They're gonna have to.
Oh no! Wait, sorry. No. It's just talking about Lion King.
Oh, okay.
Okay, no, it's not. I thought it was talking about that in the preview. No. Okay, so there's no official budget. The budget hasn't confirmed, but it will cost excess. All right, so it's over $200 million.
No, that's for a sequel that no one's really been like fiending for.
Yeah.
And you're spending $200 plus $1 million on it. That is so stupid. They're gonna freaking lose their ass.
Yeah, this is gonna be this thing in when it comes out. This is a Christmas release. On this, do you think people are going out on December 20th, Christmas week? They're thinking they're gonna get this for a Christmas bump. Man, that ain't happening. That ain't happening. No kid is asking to go see this on Christmas Day. No, not happening. Yeah, you bring up a good part, Grumbit. People are going to vote with their wallets just like they're voting with gaming. Nobody's going to go see this. $200 million budget. It's not going to. Oh, jeez. That means it needs about with its actual budget and marketing, because they're going to push this probably marketing hard. With Beyonce involved, there's no way they don't not push the marketing. Probably going to need 500, 550 to break even.
Kel, you really think that they're gonna draw their kids out to this? I don't know.
I don't see it. I don't see it.
Yeah, I don't see it.
I don't see it. So I think this makes. Ariel thinks it makes 400 million. I think this makes less than $400 million. I don't think this cracks 250. Doesn't crack 250. This don't crack 250.
I think
worldwide.
I
Think
don't
of the
know.
worldwide. This thing, who's good? The worldwide would have to carry this. Who is going to watch this around the world? Nobody.
I would need to see where the first one, like where its big sales were, did it do good in the Asian market and stuff like that?
I guess we can go
to
back
see
in
if-
time.
to see if that has legs.
Here. I can type. I can really type. God damn it! L-I-O-N-K. God damn it! I'm all kinds of terrible tonight. Okay, here we go. Lion King 2019. It pulled in a 1.1 billion around the world.
Yeah. I think Ariel might be on point with the 400. I mean, it still means
No,
it's
she
in
says
black.
that. No, she thinks that's the budget. That's what she thinks.
Oh, you think the budget?
The actual budget's probably the actual budget's
No.
probably over 300 million. We're probably going to get a 250 public. It's probably over with marketing.
Yeah, I think 400 probably in the numbers. Like I said, still way in the black. But yeah,
I mean, this one made money on a $250 million budget. It made at 1.6. It made money, but that's because it was based on the known property, and there was nostalgia. And as we've already said, it hit that height where people weren't questioning Disney yet, and they were just blindly going to see movies. This is pre-Coof. This is pre the culture war heating up, and nobody questioned it. Now people will question this. This barely makes. I think it barely makes 100 million domestic, and I think it barely makes 200 worldwide. I'm saying it now, and we'll be talking about this come December. We'll talk about this. I'm putting, excuse me, hiccups. I'm putting a statement on this now, so I'm gonna keep following it, and we'll see what happens. But that trailer was a disaster. It looked bad, and the question is, who asked for this? Let me ask.
Like I said, there's to me there was nothing that like outright like made me go fuck this. I'm out. I just don't think it didn't sell shit to me. I literally watching the whole thing. I don't have even the smallest iota of a desire to see that movie. Not even a little bit.
Our biggest reaction is the possibility that Timon gives Scar his scar, and it's a reaction of, "Are you fucking kidding me?"
Yeah,
because it's just how pedestrian can you get with your storytelling in order to create a nostalgia member-berry connection to what comes later?
Yeah.
So it's just bad. It's bad. It's bad. It's bad. It's bad. And it's gonna be bad. And I can't wait for it to collapse in on itself. Hell, you know what? Just do Disney keep crashing, keep burning, because they got no hope in anything right now.
No.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like I said, even if they wanted to turn that ship around, it's gonna take years and years and years.
Well,
Uh,
we were talking about this sort of yesterday because yesterday on Roundtable we talked about you heard about the man who was the evil queen at that restaurant at a Disney resort, right?
no.
Okay. I'll bring it up so you can see it. Let me bring it up. So last week, it was reported. I still have it here. I didn't delete it yet. That there was a dude at a Disney resort restaurant playing the evil queen, and a family got brought up to it, and they basically the father eventually protested, and it turns out it's pure agenda. It's all pronouns and gender ideology. And we're talking a resort restaurant. Do you realize how far down on the Disney, uh, I guess, grid of corporate that is? It's reached all the way down there. There's no saving Disney if you're allowing this to happen on just a low level of the whole corporation at a restaurant, at a resort, that you're pushing this agenda shit because some dude wants to be a chick and walk around in the evil queen dress and say, "Hi, little girl. I'm Snow White's evil stepmother." I mean,
Well, it's also freaking stupid because the evil queen is supposed to be almost as pretty as Snow White, right?
mhm,
That
yeah,
that's her whole beef is that she wants to be the prettiest and Snow White is
yeah.
just too good looking.
Which is why we have
Um,
a hard time thinking that Rachel Zegler is hotter than Gal Gadot in the
yeah.
upcoming live action.
So yeah, in what world is that even remotely attractive? I mean, like,
So this whole thing is agenda. So if it's that far down, if it's just somebody cosplaying a character in a restaurant for photo opportunities in a theme restaurant, there for Disney to be saved, any possibility, you literally have to burn it to the root, to the ground. You have to salt the land and go someplace else and find some untainted, unpoisoned seeds, plant something fresh, and grow it from scratch. Walt's company isn't even remotely doesn't have a trace of his DNA left in it. Nothing. It's
mm,
just completely gone. That I just wanted to bring this up so the example of that there's if that far down the agenda, the cancer that is identitarianism, SJW, all this Marxist bullshit, the alphabet mafia, not secret agenda, it's that far down in it. No saving it. It's done. It's done. And and we see it happening all over the place with the movies and now these shows and these all these things happening at the theme parks. They got nothing, man. They got nothing. And now we're gonna put out another 200 plus million crap fest for Christmas. And they're gonna I mean, I think we've looked at the Disney movie list earlier or late last year, with the exception of Deadpool and Wolverine, which depending on its budget, which we don't know yet, nothing coming out, whether it's from Fox Studios or Pixar or Disney Studios itself or the MCU or something at a Lucasfilm. There's no angle for a profitable movie. None. So they're gonna put this stuff out. They're gonna lose another $1 billion this year in the theaters. It's that simple. That's simple. And I'm ready to document it. Uh I, Disney will never have enough money to build anything from scratch again because that would be a massive undertaking. And Texas probably wouldn't give them the deal because they know that it would not work. Uh mm, mm, Deadpool Wolverine is probably minimum 200 million, considering the CGI, the cameos, and the fact that the strikes delayed it. So the costs went up and the marketing they're putting into this movie. So
yeah.
it's probably minimum 200 million. And it'll
I
make this money.
Yeah, I think Deadpool will be now. How big of a success is the question, but I do think it will
Yeah.
make money. I do think
Well,
just by the fact that even just having him in there as Wolverine
mhm.
is automatically you're looking at probably 200,000. I mean 200 million just on him
Yeah.
alone being
Yeah.
Wolverine,
Yeah.
bringing people in.
Because the original one had a budget of like 58 million, made 721 million dollars. The second one had a budget of 100 million, made 786 million dollars.
Yeah.
This one with a likely budget of 200 plus has the ability to make at least it's going to make at least 700 million. I think I forget what I said I clocked it at. I think I clocked it at maybe 750 to 800 million
Yeah.
is what it's going to make. It doesn't make $1 billion.
No.
Because
But
Deadpool, a movie, it won't make it. Yeah, can't do it.
But Hugh Jackman, like I said, especially for normies, has a huge nostalgia Wolverine thing to
But
him.
here, the thing is this though: it's not the Wolverine they know. It's a different Hugh Jackman Wolverine because it's
Oh,
multiverse shit.
but do you think that's going to matter to
To a
somebody who liked
normie,
the Wolverine? Yeah, I
no. But
think.
if word of mouth gets around, it might deflate it a little bit that it's not the same Wolverine; it's a different one. But it doesn't matter because they're putting him in the suit. They've corrected how the claws look. They got the sheaths on it. They got the snickety snick. It's. Listen, we talked about this a week ago when we went over the trailer with Samuel and Bug. It's gonna do fine, probably. There's not a lot to hate about it. It's just it's not gonna change anything. It's gonna be another Guardians of the Galaxy. It's gonna make some profit, but it's not gonna save the MCU. It's not gonna move the dial, and it likely isn't going to truly affect the MCU storyline because it's probably going to deal mostly with everything they purchased from Fox for $72 billion and haven't done anything with in 5 years. So it's not something that's going to change the way we think about anything. And it's going to make its money. People are going to have a good time. And then as soon as it's over, it'll be over. And then it's, hey, let's get ready for Black Falcon Captain America and that horror show, whatever the hell they're doing with that. So it's people are going to go to see it because of Ryan Reynolds and Hugh Jackman. That's why.
Yep.
That's it. That's it. And the guy brings up it's the costume. He's going to be in the suit. He's going to be in the yellow and the blue. Now will they put him in the mask? I don't know. I don't know. We theorized last week that a couple of the scenes they might be doing a switcheroo where they're showing him without his helmet, without his mask on, but the real scene could very well have the mask on for the final battles. Could very well have it on there, which I would be okay with. I don't consider that a false advertising. I consider that just it's not under that ruling now where you can't false advertise in a trailer. So what the true number is? Listen, first of all, we have to remember we got to talk net, not gross. That's the problem the stands always make. They always say gross. They never want to talk net. If we talk about the net profits, and we know for a fact, even with their sort of off numbers, Forbes brought out the Disney Star Wars losses a couple weeks ago. They've lost. They haven't made. They only made 1.8 billion on Disney Star Wars. It's all they've made. They haven't even made enough to pay off the 400 million they did to buy it. So you take Lucasfilm losses of likely $2 billion more if you count everything that went on goes on Disney Plus. Take in the past several years of the live action losses. That includes last year's Little Mermaid and Haunted Mansion. Take in Mulan, the losses they got hit on for Mulan during COVID. Take into account the losses of the $1 billion loss of Galactic Star Cruiser. So we're up to $3 billion right now, probably. We're up to $3 billion if you reality that only a few people actually see the numbers. So take that MCU. It's been proven over the past 3-4 years they've lost $1 billion on the MCU. So we're up to probably $4 billion in losses. Take in losses at the parks. taking loss of the cruise, taking the loss in the stock. Yeah, I'll bring it up right now. Since they did the proxy war a couple weeks ago, let's see, Disney stock. Last I checked, it had not recovered. Yes, it has not recovered. Let me share it real quick here. Disney stock still hasn't recovered from the proxy war. It was at 124 the day of the proxy war. It is still now at 112. It is terrible, sinking. Go ahead, Devil.
Could you imagine a company like losing that many billions of dollars? It blows your mind. And that proxy war was so stupid because
Yeah,
that was a golden opportunity, because if they did go with him, it would signal to all the people who've stopped watching and stuff because they feel like they're trying to manipulate their kids and all that kind of shit, to those families, the people who might invest, it would sound to them that there is a possibility for a change. Instead, they literally said, we're going to put a wall right here that says, fuck you, we're not changing, and what you going to do about it. And it shows right there. People, my parents had a lot of their retirement invested in Disney stock. They sold it all. I told them, I said, dude, it's going to crash. Trust me, it's not going to be good. And my mom and dad got their money out in time before this shit
listen to you,
happens.
dude. Yeah.
Yeah.
To answer your question, Grummet, a stand, the term was used in an Eminem song a bunch of years ago to describe an obsessive fan who will go to crazy lengths to do stuff. Since then, it has evolved into a corporate fan, an obsessive fan, an out of touch fan who accepts everything the corporation gives them, never questions it, just consumes. So we call them stands because they're a hive mind. They have no will of their own, and they're obsessive about only that stuff, and they disregard all the quality of the lore and the franchise that came before the corporation took it over. So it came from an Eminem song, but has since evolved into that kind of understanding. So there it is. And I didn't know what it was until only like 2 years ago. I'd had somebody explain it to me too. So don't feel bad about that. And basically, they are a pay pig. They're this. I mean, this is them. Let me bring up the picture. So yeah, they've lost us money. Let me bring this up because I made this meme. I saw it before, but I made my own version of it so that I could have it whenever I wanted to use it for something. Let me just widescreen it here. I will share it. This is what this is basically. This is the stand behavior. This is what stands are. They at Disney, and I attribute it to Disney Star Wars. The dog will take that shit and they'll just stand there. They'll just stand there with their mouth open, ready to take it, because they just consume, and there's no questioning it. These are people who white knight for corporations. That's how messed up it is. And they live in a fantasy world. Just go on X Twitter and listen to the stands about Disney Star Wars. If you ask them, it's the most successful thing in the world. Everybody's talking about it. Everybody's excited. But the reality is, we now know the numbers reality. And Devil, I still haven't seen any of them counter the Forbes article. The hard facts and numbers came out of that. They will not talk about how it's the sequel trilogy has lost money. They will not talk about the fact that nobody watches anything on C+.
Yep.
They will not talk about the fact, they will not honor the fact that the High Republic it doesn't make money. It has only lost money as every phase has gone on. They don't want to talk about the fact that the Galactic Star Cruiser failed because it was overpriced and wasn't even remotely Disney. They don't want to talk about the fact that Galaxy Edge, nobody goes there. And when you go there, it's got only Disney Star Wars characters in it. No actual Star Wars characters are there. They don't want to talk about reality. They only fluff each other talking about, I'm here to be a positive force and have no negativity or toxicity from those haters who are constantly trying to ruin our fun. No. I've been talking about this for a few weeks. The lie that is positivity. These people who claim positivity, it's false. It's not true. I call it a lie because there is no positivity. What they want is hive mind agreement. I almost said agreeance, Devil. I almost said agreeance, which isn't a word. They want hive mind agreement on why the sequel trilogy is so great. Why Rey Skywalker is not a Mary Sue. They make videos and have discussions. They're still trying to tell us she's not a Mary Sue. And stop me if I told you this one, Devil. I saw the most retarded stand debate on Twitter about a week or so ago, where they were arguing how not whether or not the Holdo maneuver was legitimate, but whether or not it could have gotten through the shields of the Star Destroyer it breaks apart.
Jeez.
It hurts your brain, doesn't it?
Everything they do hurts my brain.
I know. It's just terrible. It's not. Fans are passionate. We are passionate. We're not negative. We get into it. We get heated. We get loud. We get noisy. We have arguments, and sometimes things are said. That is not negativity or toxicity. It's passion. And we have different opinions. We have different thoughts on these things. And the stands all agree on everything.
Yep.
There's no change. There's very little variation. I mean, today, have you seen the past couple of days, 48 hours? They're trying to retcon the silliness of it. They fly now. They're trying to say, how could you hate this? How did you all lose your minds over this all those years ago? They fly now. It's perfectly legitimate. See what?
Yeah, it's a hive mind that is just sick. And the thing is, I don't even think they're necessarily fans of it. They're fans of the idea of it.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever is being sold with it is what they're fans of.
Mm-hmm.
So if it's some sort of gay agenda, oh yeah, we love that. We love everything about it because it represents gays, right? And it's not about that the thing's actually good or not, because they can't even argue with most of the time if it is or isn't. It's just about whatever they do with it doesn't really matter because the message is the point of it.
Well, Devil, you just brought up a perfect example. And yes, Samuel, we know you hate everything. You brought up a good point. Perfect example. You said it's about the gays. When Ahsoka came out, the only thing they could all talk about was how Sabine and Shin Hati are going to be gay together, when there was none of it in the show. There's no actual evidence in the show that they are flirting with each other or looking at each other. But these weirdos, these agenda-driven, gender weirdos, these people who are obsessed with the alphabet mafia bullshit, all they could see is that because two chicks had a fight, a very sloppy choreographed fight, and they stared at each other across lightsabers and posed in bad choreography poses, or her hand brushed hers while she was making her move because she was guiding her while one was being handcuffed. To them, it's, oh, they're gay together. They're gay together. They're horny for each other. So now we're going to ship them to be gay. That's all they wanted to talk about. That's all they could talk about. Doing their weirdo, queero, Raylo type artwork of them being gay together. That's what they care about. They care about forcing their own worldview onto something, even when it's not there. Now, will Dave Filoni make them gay? Probably, because they're the only people left he can appease. Because they're the only people left watching this shit, aside from myself and others who review it to destroy it. So it's that. And yeah, not everything needs to be gay. And you bring up a good point here. Everything that they've done from Witcher to Halo, they hate it. I mean, let's be honest. The people who did Halo didn't even play the games. They didn't even know the source material for when they made that show. They didn't even make it. They didn't even know it. And Witcher, they had somebody there, Henry Cavill. He knew the source material, but they didn't want to listen to him. And they labeled him quickly a toxic fan. He was toxic on the set because he kept trying to make us follow the lore. God damn him. Shit's terrible, man. But they stand there and mouths wide open, whether it's a dog shit in their mouth or Disney trying to shove their dick in their face. It happens either way. And we're here to mock it. And they get they're so afraid of us and they're so angry at us these days because deep down inside, the fantasy is falling apart. Reality, the walls are closing in. The house of cards is collapsing. And they have no recourse but to tell us, the real fans, the passion fans, the real fans of Star Wars or Star Trek or Doctor Who or The Witcher, they have to tell us to go away. Let us enjoy our thing. It's ours. Why can't you let us enjoy it? Forgetting the fact that all those many years ago, they're the ones that started this fight. When we simply said, we don't like this. We will prefer the original. We're going to keep talking about the original stuff, the real Star Wars, expanded universe, and all that stuff. We're going to talk about it, promote it. No, you can't like that. And there you're all racist and bigots because you don't like Reva. You don't like Rey. You can't stand that a girl's in a control of something. So it's
it's the funny thing is that I don't know how many times we need to prove it. We're the majority, not the minority. Reva's lightsaber couldn't sell, not because we weren't purchasing it. It's because no one wanted to purchase the damn shit. If there was such a big call for what they're trying to sell, then our little opinion wouldn't matter a damn bit. They would still be selling out all these things. They still would be making a massive amount of money. And our little opinion in our little part of the internet would be freaking just forgotten after 2 days. But somehow they can't sell Reva's lightsaber. It's almost as if no one freaking cared about that damn shit.
They didn't, because Reva was created. Okay, I can't find. Apparently, it is gone from my history completely this time. No, nobody wanted it. Nobody asked for Reva's lightsaber, but they had to try and force it through. They had to try and make it happen. They had to try and continue the false story of you just don't like her because she's a black woman. Yep. No, that didn't matter. The character was bad, and the actress couldn't act. Reva from Obi-Wan. Reva, who had Luke Skywalker at her mercy and didn't kill him. So they want us to know the only reason Luke Skywalker lives is because Reva didn't kill him when she had the chance.
Thank God she's such a good person.
Yep. And that's the point. Ariel brings up a good point. They can enjoy it. Don't grab the crap down our throats. The funny thing is, and this is something I've been meaning to mention, and when we brought up this kind of conversation later, if you go on X Twitter and you look at the Disney stands, the Star Wars stands, you look at the MCU stands, mainly the Disney stands, because the MCU people are very quiet right now because they are very afraid to even talk about what's going on because it's in such dire straits. But the Disney stands with Bad Batch and everything going on, they are constantly putting out posts on X Twitter, which is just screaming, look, I'm a fan, guys. Look, I like this. It's this constant need to affirm that they are part of the fan base and that they're the positive part of the fan base. Constant. It's like 20, 30 posts a day. And I only know, not that I'm not following them, but they come across my timeline, and at least once or twice a day, I do choose a couple of them that I rip on and roast on to try and get blocked by them so I don't have to see them again. That's my game. For those of you who don't know that I do on Twitter, that's how I play it. I go on there to roast Disney Star Wars, promote my stuff, and make fun of the people that I hang out with here on YouTube in our circle. And it's appalling to me how hard they work, constantly putting this stuff up to say, look, isn't this great? Isn't Rey Skywalker awesome? Isn't the thing I saw today was they're taking stills from either behind the scenes or moments in sequel trilogy saying, this is the hardest Star Wars picture you'll ever see. And why do they talk like that? Hardest.
Is it retarded?
I miss the days when people used proper English in conversations. At least writing. There's no concept of any sort of I'll just say proper dialogue. Everything is Zoomer talk or words that aren't even used anymore. Devil, when was the last time, not in mocking, that you used the word hater in anything?
Quite a bit of time.
Yeah. I don't. Nobody says the word hater anymore. I've never once, outside of mocking, said the word toxic, unless I'm using it mockingly. I am just no, they didn't kill Reva in Kenobi, Ariel. She lived. She's still running around during the original trilogy.
She got stabbed through the stomach, but somehow she survived, just like so many other people.
Twice. There's nobody can die in Star ever. Well, hey, nobody really ever dies in Disney Star Wars. Nobody ever really dies.
Well, we should have seen the writing on the wall when Darth Maul literally got cut in half and somehow survived.
Yeah, well,
so.
I mean, listen, that's one of the favorite things. They always want to complain. Oh my God, you all accepted when Darth Maul came back. No. Everybody was angry when that happened. We didn't like it. We thought it was stupid. I still think it's stupid.
Yeah.
Darth Maul should not have come back. He shouldn't come back. And these people who say the Darth Maul Obi-Wan fight is one of the greatest moments in Star Wars history in Rebels. It literally lasts half a second.
Yep.
It was the lamest buildup ever. They strike their poses, they charge, and it's a single slash, and it's over. And then Maul gets to go, oh, will he take revenge for us? Will he give us our vengeance? It's shut up. I don't care how much of an actual fan Sam Witwer is. I don't give a fuck if he's voicing Maul again. I just don't. Because it's crap. It doesn't need to happen. You know what? Let's make fun of something. I'm getting too negative, so be happy here. All right, so I can't pun this, Devil. How many times do we go over foodstuffs once in a while here? Sometimes we do it on Ballbusters. Sometimes they'll get a chance to bring it up here. Devil, do you like rice balls?
Like, I don't know if I've ever had
Japanese
one.
rice balls. Japanese rice balls. You know,
I don't think I've had one.
I've made them sort of once in a while. One time I made them. Not really my thing, but it's big in Japan. It's a big thing. But listen, I love Japan. I love everything they do, from the big-breasted women to the anime to the video games. I love it all, to the manga. But listen, I don't want a rice ball made in a girl's armpit.
What? Ew.
Japan has armpit fetishes over there. They got a fetish for everything over there. But let's read this. Zoom in for you guys some more. Some weird Japanese restaurants have begun offering rice balls that have been rolled in a girl's armpit. It's gonna smell. Because she can't have deodorant on if she's making the rice ball with the armpit. Because you don't want to get deodorant on the food. So that means that is an unwashed, salty armpit. These clearly niche specialty products are reportedly made on site and allow buyers to watch the process of the rice ball being made. Back in 2016, reporters at Japanese site Stirabi experimented for themselves, with one reporter volunteering to make the rice ball. The results were enthusiastic. Oh, it's so good. I don't know how it could be this.
Oh, that's so gross.
Listen, I gotta be honest. I can't even touch my own armpit to scratch it without deciding to go wash my fingers off in case, it's been a while since I took a shower and I've been sweating, because I don't want the stickers. One time when I started, there's a period of time like 15, 20 years ago when I was going through several different electric razors trying to find one that worked, that didn't make my face, I have sensitive skin on my neck, make a rash break out.
Yeah.
And I had this one that had different heads. And speaking of wrestling, I was really being into wrestling again at that point. I thought, you know what? If wrestlers are going to shave their pits, so am I, because it's getting in the way. And you know what? I discovered it smells less when I shave my armpit hairs.
So you had a gay phase. I get it.
Fuck you. I still shave my pits. Listen, I got enough hair on my body. There's got to be a couple places where I can at least try and keep it under control. All right, my armpits is one of them. It's your armpits stink less when the hair isn't there. It smells less. It does. Anyway,
I have no doubt. I have absolutely no doubt about that.
All right. So at one point, I had detachable heads, and one of them I was still experimenting on which one was working better on my face, but one of them I took, and I decided to use that one to shave my pits with that one time. And I thought, okay, whatever. And I think I did it before I went in the shower, so they were ripe. And I remember trying out that head again to shave my face, and I shaved my face, forgetting I think that I'd used it on my armpits. And I'm walking around, I started going like this. What's that smell? Once you use a razor, an electric razor blades on your armpit, the stench stays there. It doesn't leave the blades. So if you shave your face is gonna smell like a sweaty armpit. It was disgusting. So that transfers. It transfers. So you're gonna put that shit on a rice bowl on food?
Yeah.
Oh, it's BO on your food, man.
There's certain things I just can't I can't get over. Like I have a problem with belly buttons.
Audis scare me. I'll admit that. Audi belly button scares. Like, why aren't you inside like mine? Why don't you have an innie like I do? What happened to your belly button? I admit that. I don't like belly button piercings. That always freaks me out because all I think is, man, that thing's gonna get infected. It's gonna get infected. That's all I can think about when I say that. All right, so it does not smell good. It does not smell so good. I want to die. I want to eat it, and I want to die. I want to put it on an altar. God damn, the Japanese can be so weird. I love them, but they can be so weird. The product made headlines recently again as netizens from China and Korea discovered the armpit rice balls. Listen, Chinese will eat anything, dude. I know this for a fact. They'll eat anything. There's a saying: if its back faces heaven, it's edible. They'll eat anything. With many users expressing a mix of disgust and concern for hygiene. The trend is also popular in art, and you can find more on Pixiv. What's Pixiv?
I don't know. Want to know? I don't.
I don't want to click on that. I don't think I want to know. Under the tag, a bunch of characters that I obviously can't read. Do with that information what you will. You know, I'm not going to click on it. All right, so that's all we got for it. But I have to bring this up because that's just wrong. It's wrong. And I think it's disgusting. And remember, I am a former chef. I work very hard to keep my hands clean, to keep my surfaces clean. I very much doubt you would want me shoving my finger in my armpits and then touching the food I'm about to serve you. Therefore, I'm not going to shove it in my armpit and make it for you. It's bad enough that I have to touch your food at all because I have to make your food. But I wear gloves a lot when I make food. I wear gloves a lot because I try not to wash my hands because I don't want to destroy my hands too much. So I do wear gloves a lot. But this is just nasty. Ariel says Pixiv is a Japanese artist community online. It's like DeviantArt. Oh, so okay. So it probably is half normal, half degenerate. All right. Okay. So I just wanted to share that. And I got the exact reaction I expected from Devil. That's disgusting. That's nasty. It's nasty. Let's see. What else do I have here? I'm holding on that. I'm saving two things. I'm saving for when Sam goes. Okay, here's this. I saw this. This is from last week. I didn't get a chance to talk about this last week. And this is called The Perfect Table. So let me say The Perfect Table doesn't exist. Devil, how much, aside from regular gaming, video gaming, do you ever do much tabletop gaming? I don't remember.
No.
Okay.
No.
Well, still, you can share your thoughts on this. I see something like this, and I honestly think poser when I see this. So, chat, you guys can weigh in on this too, of course. So here we go. Looks like a table. So the perfect table doesn't exist. It's one of those perfect table doesn't exist, and then he stops because now this guy is supposedly a gamer, and he's going to reveal his perfect table.
Oh, I've seen this one. I've seen this video. Okay. I wish I had this, but it is kind of whoa.
Here's the thing. I see this right there. I mean, let's go back a second here. So let's go back. Come on, work. God damn it. Fucking Twitter. So he reveals basically a set tabletop world for whatever tabletop game they might play with miniatures and settings like that. Now, first of all, for me, while I'll give it this, it's where if it, that looks cool. Obviously, a lot of effort went into making this. Now, why it's steaming when he pulls up the lid, I'm
Yeah,
not
smoke
exactly.
machine built into it or something.
I'm not exactly sure what's going on there. But I'll give respect for the quality of the craftsmanship because that's a lot of hardcore work to make that play set for whatever games they're going to play in there. Good, great, that looks nice and cool.
He
But
got a little smoke machine at Spencer's Gifts.
oh man, I don't think anybody's spending money on dry ice under something like that because the dry ice might damage the wood. That might damage the wood. But here, so they got that. So first of all, while it's cool, this isn't perfect because it's the same map over and over again.
I wonder if you can change out the buildings and change out the layout.
I guess
if
you
it's
could, but then you have to have storage for that kind of stuff. I mean, as a guy used to play tabletop where we would make a fresh map all the time for some of the games we played, mostly miniature games, not so much D&D, but miniature gaming with Warhammer and stuff like that. We had terrain and we would make fresh stuff all the time. So I give respect to that, but I see this and it feels try hard to me. Now, putting the things in here, that's fine, great. Now, this. No. 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 I see this. And this is somebody I think who makes this and thinks that's what gaming is like. That's too organized, dude. It's too organized. Nobody's got a little thing they can attach where they can hold up all the cards and little indentations to hold all their dice and all this stuff. When you sit down to play a game with your buddies, it's anywhere. It's hodgepodge. It's not this neat because gaming is usually done with all kinds of trash around you from what you're hanging out doing, wrappers, pizza, drinks, popcorn, chips, and your hand, no one's gonna. I would be afraid to touch this with gaming hands for all the shit we would do when we were gaming because our hands were greasy and nasty from all the shit we're doing. This is too nice. It's too nice, Devil.
I think I don't know if it's his as much as it's maybe like a company building these and he's like showing it off for them, like a presentation
I
of
can
what they can
understand that,
make.
but what I'm saying is this: even if it is just that, if it's a presentation, it feels like it's for the tourist gamer, the
Oh yeah.
person who wants to make it an experience. Oh, I'm gonna have my little place. I'm gonna set it down. I got all my
Yeah.
dice. I got my nice pen. I got a place to hold up all these little cards, and I have this little cheat sheet for what we're doing here today. No, you have if you're a gamer, you have your dice. You've got your piece of paper, which is usually pad paper or filler paper. You got a couple of pencils that don't work or have barely any erasers left, and you've got your cheat sheet and your character sheet, your real character sheet that has gone through the ringer because it's been erased and changed so much from all the shit from all the growth. So it feels not fake. It feels touristy to me.
Yeah, I would say
Look,
say they're hoping that the lawyers who used to play D&D and now grown up and now they have all the money in the world to waste on shit
yeah, look
will
at this. Oh, you know what? No one's having a frosty mug of beer when they're gaming at the thing. It's beer bottles and bottles of Coke and other soda and shit like that. You're not sitting there gaming with a mug of beer. You're not. And
like
and also you don't put something like this that close to the terrain. You don't
this
do
this is the table that freaking the second Vin Diesel saw it, he purchased it.
that. Because it's for my family.
It's familiar.
I'm gonna play D&D with my family.
Yeah.
So
That always is so weird that he's a huge D&D fan because he just doesn't seem like the type, you know. I work on cars and play D&D.
Yeah, dude, you bring this up, Grum, but my old school, we're talking 20 years ago when I still had all my old D&D stuff, my old second edition stuff. my boxes of all my stuff were piled high in a corner. My box sets with the maps and the books, all thing, they were piled in a corner, the books on a shelf, not organized at all. There's no organization. All my little notebooks with all the shit I wrote down for games, disorganized. This doesn't feel legitimate. And honestly, this wouldn't last one night in a real gaming session because we're not a gentle bunch. Because I guarantee the first moment you fail your saving throw, is in a critical moment. You go, God damn it! You're slamming your hands down. Shit breaks. That shit breaks. That mug tips over. It's all over the carpet. It's all over the terrain. It's all over the terrain. Terrain. No, it was not organized chaos. It was just piled up. It wasn't chaos. It was just piled up, and I would have to find shit where it was. So I don't believe that. And see, that's also you had somebody professionally paint that shit. that is not the average gamer paint job right there. That is not it. My paint jobs and my minis were average at best. I was not the best at it. I didn't have a whole lot of practice, and I didn't continue much beyond my early days of doing it. But it was not that good, and so I'd buy that. Okay, right there, devil. This right here, this is an affront. And you had it right there. Good call, Frank. That is indeed. Was it? Yeah. Look at that. That is wormwood. Good call. You noticed it. All right, there you go. So this probably is a permissional. Pictures of what? Pictures of what? Show what pictures? I'm not sure what you're asking. Well, while he asked that, let me do this. No gamer, tabletop gamer in their right mind, would throw their dice through a dice rolling mechanism. Oh, my minis. Oh, I don't have them. My minis, what's left of my minis are in a box in the closet, and I'd have to find the ones that are still painted that I still have. They're chipped. They're disgusting. They're not that great. I got one on the floor here, over here in a corner. It fell right behind the desk. I'd have to crawl under the desk and get it. So I will not get it now. It's my boss from my Escher gang from Necromunda, my knob. She's over there in the corner. I had her on the desk for a while here, but she fell. She's in the corner. It's basic bitch paint job. It wasn't that great. If I ever get them out someday, I'll show them. But right here, here's the thing. I said no tabletop gamer in their right mind would use this because every tabletop gamer, we have our favorite die. I mean, mine are all in a drawer over here, and they're in the drawer in that end table right there. We think our dice have magic, Devil. Have you ever had encounter that where you think that dice is magical and has special properties?
Well, since I didn't play much tabletop, no.
Have you ever encountered anybody that feels that way amongst all of us? Because
I know that Sevi literally will only play with a certain amount of dice for a certain amount of time, and then she literally throws them away, I guess.
Okay, so that's a good example. When we go out there back in the day, we wouldn't just buy packages of dice. We would go into the gaming store, and they would have all these other ones, a giant selection of different colored ones, and we would pick and choose the ones we liked, and we would have them. And as you use them, you have an affinity for a certain die, and you realize this is my lucky one. This is the one that gets me my good roll. This is my D6 that will always roll me a 5 or 6. This is my favorite D20. This is the D4 that will roll that 4 and give me my double damage. I had a friend who had a basic standard 6-sided die you'd get from Monopoly, but what he did is that he painted the indentations for the numbers gold, and it was his lucky 6-sided die. We think these things are supernatural. And
it's lucky because some girl had it in her pit. So that's where the luck came from.
But when we are shaking it and we have it in our hand and we're going like, come on. The magic of the dice will only work because it's in tangible contact with our hand as we're shaking it. So no gamer no real gamer who has a love for their die. This guy doesn't even shake it. Watch. He's going to drop it in there. No gamer in their right mind is just going to drop it in a thing that's going to roll it for you and have it fall out into this thing right here. Because we're superstitious people. We think there's magic in our touch and a die, and it's only working because we're touching it. This isn't, no gamer in the right mind would use this because it's removing that tangible aspect of I'm rolling my die. And also the rolling of the die being caught in a little section like this, that's not it. You roll it on the table and you're rolling it knowing that you might roll too hard and it might fall off the table and therefore become invalid. And also it's going to roll around and it's going to bounce off things in there and land places. There's a magical aspect to it. And this is mechanical and no legitimate. In my experience in my life as a tabletop gamer, no gamer in their right mind would use that thing. Yeah. Because it's a machine and you're taking my power of rolling the dice away from me. No, that's not how it works. No. So that's why I'm forming my opinion of this when I'm looking at this, because it's made for tourists who are dabbling and are not going to spend time and are going to get bored eventually. Oh, come on, Twitter. Come on, Twitter. God damn it. Shit. Fucking Twitter. God. I'm trying to do a segment here, Elon, okay? You make your goddamn platform work right, and now I gotta mute it because I don't want to hear it. And if I full screen it, I gotta break it down. But it's got to stop it for a second because if I full screen it, it'll go away. It'll fuck it up. Okay, we reshare it because we weren't done. I want to finish it.
I don't know if I was into something, it's like having the neat toy. I wouldn't use the dice thing. I agree with you. I think that's kind of cheaty and shitty. But having a nice table that has the little place where you can hang it off the side and shit, I might just be that big of a fucking. I would be like, I got freaking $4,000 to spend on a table. Why not?
Oh man, I couldn't. I'd rather spend $4,000 on a bunch of miniatures and then paint them and make the terrain myself, or a bunch of terrain and build the terrain myself. That's what I would spend it on, not the actual table. So there's this, that got me when I saw this. And then he's going to put it all there and have it. And now, okay, first of all, you're pimping Domino's. Now, of course, that is gamer food, takeout pizza, that's it. But I don't know. It's all right. You're not taking. All right, first of all, okay, right there, you ain't eating that shit on a plate, dude. No gamers eating that. That's what paper towel is for when you're gaming. There was a time when I was in college and we were doing our games. It was popcorn. We'd make a crap ton of popcorn for everybody to eat, and we'd make 2 or 3 bags, and we would take out just we'd make a giant square of paper towel and just pour the popcorn on the paper towel where everybody could grab it. We were disgusting. But as gamers, I think what eats at me the most, Devil, is that this is too orderly for me. It's too orderly. And I understand what you're saying, that if you were going to go at it and have a good time with it, if it would be neat. But honestly, this would be for show, not to play on, because it's too pretty to play on. It's too pretty. You mess it up. You can damage it.
But if you have one of those ridiculously expensive man caves, you wouldn't.
I don't know. I think you cut out there, Devil. You still there?
Yeah.
Okay. I thought you cut out. It sounded like you cut out half sentence there. Yeah. I don't know. I don't hate it. I just don't think it's realistic. Is my thing in the end. It doesn't feel. It's not realistic to me for gaming. That's a good one, Kel. Oh, geez. Yeah. What Warhammer Rs did I play? I played Fantasy. I played Dwarf and I played Orc way back in the day on Fantasy. I never played 40K, but I watched my friends play 40K. So I sat around and watched it. If I'd played 40K, I would have played Orcs. Because I love greenskins. I love them. They're the insanity of greenskin logic and how you play them was fun to me. And I was an okay player. I only played against the same people all the time, so I wasn't I didn't have a lot of experience to hone my skills. I mean, my friends either played high elves or chaos, so they played the cheesiest of the cheese and kicked my ass on a regular basis. So it was, but I enjoyed it for when it was, and uh I'm kind of glad I did tap out when I did because there's no way I could have kept going with the hobby with how expensive minis are, the plastic crack as we call it these days. There's no way I could have kept up with it. So, but it was fun. Well, in the end, I preferred playing Necromunda. Now, Necromunda, I was badass in Necromunda. I was really good in Necromunda. That was fun. That and Blood Bowl. I had fun with Blood Bowl too. Those were the ones I was really good at. Because I kicked a lot of good. Yeah. That's the funny thing about orcs, animosity and shit blowing up. You could be playing the perfect freaking game with orcs, and then when you do your animosity check, suddenly it can just all go wrong.
Well, obviously, like playing as orcs, you racist.
They're green. They're not black. They're green. And they don't even have sex. They spawn from spores. Warhammer orcs have no genitalia. They have genitalia. They don't procreate that way. They're spores and they spawn that way. It's disgusting and weird. But
really? Oh my god.
Yeah.
Get right with the Lord, dude.
What? What? I didn't make it up. It's Warhammer War. I didn't make that shit up. No. Listen, when I was a single little kid and I used to play pretend, that's the closest I ever came to LARPing. I never did D&D LARPing. That was
God.
That's Fireball, Thunderbolt. No, I never did that shit. That was not it. The closest I would want to LARPing would be like to have a girl maybe dress up as a sexy elf and need my help. She needs my sword to save her. Samuel, did you LARP ever? Why do you have tits in your avatar?
I got race and swapped.
What?
I got race and gender swapped
When?
this weekend.
Well, see, that only happened for me for 24 hours and it went away.
Sam, did you hear that racism that was going on?
No, I had to cut out for a minute to get to log in. I missed something, I feel.
Yeah.
No, LARPing. What? No, listen. It's what racism? It's not. They're greenskins. They're not black.
Yeah. Adam's over here telling me that orcs aren't racist.
You mean space monkeys?
How are you, Samuel? You doing all right tonight?
Oh, not too bad, not too bad. To your point earlier about dice, man, I have a set of 6-sided dice for. So I dabbled a little bit in Warhammer Fantasy back in mid-aughts.
Yep.
I only did this as a favor to my friend. He wanted me to get into it, and I wanted to get laid. He was better at that than I was, so he was going to go be my wingman while I was going to try his silly game.
Hey, no shame, no shame.
Yeah, it is what it is. So I built myself a little Chaos Undivided army, and I bought myself some dice, and I still have those dice, but I won't use them for fucking anything.
Quick question,
because they are cursed.
Quick question. What god did you serve under as your Chaos?
Oh, Chaos Undivided. No particular god.
Oh, Undivided. Okay, I missed that part. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Blood for the blood god, another skull for the throne. Okay, sorry. But your dice are cursed.
Oh no, they're so fucking cursed. Actually, I will use them for one thing. So I occasionally, as I told you before, I do occasionally play Magic the Gathering with my kid or my brother. And I have a number of decks that require a lot of counters. 6-sided dice are excellent for counters. It works really well.
You don't use the cursed ones.
Oh no, I use those for the counters. I just won't roll them for anything.
See, to me, I would be wary because I feel like the curse would spread to the drawing of my cards, and if as long as they're there, it would be bad news. So I wouldn't put them.
No. See, mostly it's the fact that I can't shuffle properly.
Okay. Man, so you get what I'm saying, though. the dice are magical. They're either they're the good ones or the bad ones. And
dude, gamblers know that.
Yeah. It's like lucky dice. So they're to take it to just run it through a thing that's going to tumble them for you. It doesn't work like that. No gamer in their right mind would trust a thing to roll the dice for them. It's not going to work. Not going to work at all. That's why. That's one of the reasons I love the idea of natural 20. That's why I called my Wednesday show Natural 20, because there's the power of I just rolled a natural 20. I got a 20 and I just got double damage. Let's go.
Well, the table to me, I don't know if you guys have seen it. Have you ever seen that like freaking, it's either $200 or $400 stupid ass pot plate thing that Seth Rogen sells?
No.
He's made this ridiculously expensive. It has the grinder on it. It has a board for cutting. It has a rolling area. It's this expensive ass freaking thing. And I when I first saw it, I was all like, dude, potheads, they roll on the freaking counter. You know, they don't buy a fucking $400 can get you a lot of fucking pot. You don't buy a expensive ass plate. This is for like the rich fucking assholes who want the name and occasionally roll a joint. Not actual potheads.
You gotta keep.
It's
in
the same
mind
thing here.
This is the same asshole who went out and said, it's no big deal if your car gets robbed out here. Mine got robbed a bunch of times, and one time they even left me with this cool knife, even though they stole all my shit.
Yeah, Seth Rogen is some like I said, some freaking junior lawyer at a law firm. Fucking, I'm gonna roll a spliff here on my $400 fucking plate. Fucking retard.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's the same thing for these. Like I said, it's some guy who has a shit ton of money who used to like play D&D, and they said, "Oh, it's like $5,000 for this table." And he said, $5,000, shit, that's no problem. But I agree with you that you're never going to see like the guys who are dead hard about it every weekend, have been for 20 years playing D&D, going, yeah, let's spend $4,000 on a table so we can have a beer cozy.
Because they have the beer things. No one's going to go get the handle because you're going to put your drink right there. And there's going to be drink rings all over that thing within a night, because nobody's going to go get the beer holder. Not happening. It's not going to happen. And also, I'm not putting no liquid near the terrain. Don't spill that shit on the terrain. That looks that nice. Not happening.
Yeah, somebody is going to gesture wildly at some point and knock something over.
Yep. Exactly.
I mean, that happens when you play fucking Monopoly, man.
Yeah, when you play Risk,
right?
Meltdowns. It's like, motherfucker, no. It doesn't happen, and that's my thing. It's an unrealistic thing. It looks made for people who dabble or want a good talking point. Like Devil said, to make their man cave look cool. It's not really there for use. It's there to make it look cool.
You want me or Samuel knocking over our chalices full of virgin blood?
Dude, just real quick, did you guys ever watch I know Taika Waititi's not really in fashion, but he did this movie a while back called What We Do in the Shadows. They made this really weird TV show based on it.
Yeah, I saw that.
Okay, so there's a bit in there that has the single best explanation for virgin blood I have ever heard. Right. So the guy who I can't remember his name. He was the voice of the crab in Moana.
I don't know. I never watched
Moana. Oh, I don't know.
Shit. Moana's pretty good, actually. But anywho, so he's sitting there, he's playing one of these vampires, he's talking about it, and he's like, people ask us all the time, why the virgin blood? Why do we like the virgin blood so much? Let me put it to you this way. If you were going to eat a sandwich, wouldn't you enjoy it so much more knowing it had never been fucked?
That's pretty good.
And I can't argue with that.
We know somebody who'd be like, no, I definitely want my sandwich fucked before I did.
Just slap that ham on the table.
Jermaine Clements. Thank you, Ariel. Yeah, him.
But yeah, I mean, I do miss the days. I miss those days back in the day, the gaming stuff. Because when I was in college, one of the first things I did when I was making my friend base and we all realized what we were all into together, we used this dude who we were sort of friends with, but was into the college politics, getting on, the whole committees for the student committee, student government, stuff like that. We co-opted him, and we got him to basically push through our petition to create a school-sponsored gaming organization. And we called it the Gaming Guild, the Denison Gaming Guild. And man, I believe it still exists to this day. Good 20 years later, it still exists. In fact, I think last December, my buddy wanted me to come on down, but I didn't have the time between everything going on, and also it was actually happening right on my mom's birthday, her 80th birthday. I was not going to leave my mom alone on her 80th birthday. That was not happening. So it's still going to this day. But we would get money. We put on events, and we played games. And for 4 years, it was basically the best part of what I did at college in terms of having fun with people. We would play games, and every Wednesday night, Friday night, or sometimes Saturday, depending on what was going on. We'd take over a room, and people knew, oh, those gamer nerds are in there. We're not going to get this room. But then again, nobody else used the common rooms in the dorms anyway. Because listen, nobody ever played pool on the pool table. But we used it. We used to build cities of Necromunda, the Underhive, that were like this big, spread out
first, right? Because they weren't playing pool. If you get my dream.
No, they were not in that place. No, that was too open. No. So what happened was we had that final semester, senior year, we had an RA who was selling drugs out of her room, and we knew it, and she knew we knew it. And after a particular confrontation, we made sure we knew she knew we knew it. And she stayed out of our way. We didn't get cited for having open beer bottles and containers. Nothing else. Just we will. If you leave us alone, we're not going to rat that you're selling cocaine out of your room. So you're going to leave us alone. And we had the run of the place down there, and it was a lot of fun. And one of the best times ever is at least once a semester, maybe twice. It was by semester. It would be Evil Dead night. So you got a bunch of drunk assholes playing Warhammer or Necromunda or Blood Bowl or something while we're watching the original Evil Dead trilogy, Evil Dead 1, Evil Dead 2, and an Army of Darkness. And that's our version of Monty Python, quoting it every goddamn time while we're playing it. And we were so into it at one point, we were making up Necromunda scenarios, and we decided to make one called Sally Forth and Take the Tower. So we would build a spire in the middle of the city that we're building. Is that okay? Sally Forth, take the tower, and it was a combat who could take and control the tower for X amount of turns. So that was it was a great time, and that's what gaming was: drunk, dice rolling, food everywhere, being loud, being stupid, watching our favorite cult classic movies, and just forgetting all the stupid shit of college for a while. And it was.
Do you still have all your D&D, the Dungeon Master books and stuff? Do you still have
I have a couple left in a box. I think I kept them for artwork purposes, for descriptions, for things. But no, I don't have anything left. I have nothing.
I was gonna say, dude, you could start up a D&D game. Freaking
I would rather
people. I know a lot of people are doing it now.
I mean, if I ever did anything, I'd rather run one of the homebrew ones that I came up with. I mean, I have a bunch of homebrews that I came up with like 2 or 3 homebrews over the years that I kept trying out on people. And I'd rather run a homebrew than anything. I mean, when you say D&D, I think you just mean tabletop, right? Just like
just some sort. Yeah, it seems like everyone's getting in on that, and people are watching it. So,
I mean, we've talked. I think did this come up before? I think if I did it, you brought it up, Sammy. You brought it up before. Yeah, I'd have to research some software to use, and then. Because it wouldn't be hard, because if I did it, I wouldn't even come up with a real scenario. I'd come up with an outline and possibilities. And the way I decided in the end, after all my years of DMing, GMing, or whatever you want to call it, I let the party kind of steer the game. I'll put stuff down in front of you, and I have contingencies for what you're going to do. and then I kind of play off your mood, and you kind of just go in a direction, and then I'll wing it at times on what I'm going to do. Sometimes there'll be a set piece. Okay, I'm going to drop you in this specific point that I have set up, but how you get there sometimes is kind of going to be your choice. And the most fun is had that way because you people will do, and you people, you players will do the craziest shit if I take the leash off and I don't keep you on the rails. And it's hilarious. I mean, I've told the story to think that a group of players will come upon a village, and instead of doing what you normally do, go around village, look to see what's going on, maybe go do some shopping, do something in the inn, wait for me to drop a story trigger flag. No, their first thing is, well, we're here. Let's rob the magic store. That first time, we're going to rob it. And then, because one of us is a priest of pestilence, worshiping a pestilence god, I'm going to poison the water source of the village. And then we're going to wait outside of town for about a week till they're all poisoned. And then I'll turn them into our slaves. And that's what they did. And I just went, okay.
Sam's been doing that for thousands of years. What are you...
Yeah, just don't tell people about it.
Yeah. It's private matters.
It's not that I'm pouring poison in the well. I just, every once in a while you gotta give the tentacles a little wash, and sometimes there's leavings. Sometimes people get sick from those leavings. It is what it is.
Yeah.
And no, listen. I told the story of the brothel with the succubus. There was never surprise butt sex. The butt sex always happened with people well aware of it.
Organically.
It's organic butt sex.
When people got screwed over, they saw it coming. And it was good. But that's but that's the, if I ever do run a game again, and I might do it if I get enough push for it, if I have the time to fit it in, it would be that kind of game. I'd let you guys, I would be a homebrew. I'd dust off one of the ideas I had from one of my homebrews. I'd let you choose fantasy or science fiction. I got 2 that kind of work. I'd let you decide, and then you make your characters, and then you go, and just we see what happens. And I come up with an idea. Honestly, I'd probably reuse a couple of the ideas I have in the bank just because I'm lazy, and you guys have never seen it. So what do you know? So, but maybe someday. I'm not gonna promise anything. We'll see. We'll see.
Like I said, I've been seeing enough of them that I'd be like interested in. Possibly,
I could think of at least in our immediate circle between I could think of 5 people that would go yes right away. I could think easily.
Shout out DMs on the regular.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, my thing is I stopped. One of the reasons I stopped DMing in general was because I was tired of. While I enjoy the freedom, the chaos of that kind of game where you guys fun and a lot of fun happens, I kind of just want to tell my story sometimes. So it's like, I'm just going to start writing instead of letting somebody else define what happens. That's one of the old reasons I stopped DMing, because I couldn't people didn't want to be put on rails is one of the things. Nobody wanted to do an on the rails story anymore. They wanted the freedom, sandbox, if you would, of going through something. And because it's not even, because I never did the module type stuff. I always did originally way back in the grand epic type stuff where it's a massive heroic journey. We're doing this stuff. And I mean, that's what a lot of my personal content came from, my stories. They came out of those adventures that I was either a part of or ran. And but if I do ever do anything, it would be off the rails, little sandboxy. And you guys I'd read the room and I get the feel of how you're doing it. And I'd put situations in play that would allow you to be as nuts as you'd want to be. And I guess because it's YouTube, we would stream it and it would be there. So
yeah. Well, like I said, if you did decide to do it and you needed help with the thumbnail and all that different stuff, I'd be down.
Let's put a pin in this and we'll come back to it. I mean, here. How about this? I'm clearly my schedule in terms of doing shit starting in 2 weeks. I am busy for reviews literally through July because I got Doctor Who starting in 2 weeks. That carries into Acolyte and Hot D, which will both run through July into August. So I have got a full slate of reviews. And if I'm reviewing something, I don't have time to focus on anything else. And along with everything else that we do on this channel and all the games. And God damn it, I have a fucking calic that won't go away right there. Shit. And it's so maybe at the end of the summer, let's revisit this. Okay. Let's revisit it. At when basically I think Hot D is the last of the reviewed shows. I don't think there's anything else after that.
I love that that's the acronym Hot D.
I do too. That's why I'm saying it. You know. Did you speaking of that, I saw that they just announced that someone wants to try and make a Game of Thrones MMORPG. What do you think of that?
I mean, okay.
I thought they already did.
I'm not a Game of Thrones fan, so I don't know that much about the world. But
well, I just mean,
I guess.
From what I understand of the world, even the fact that the world is not even complete because he's never going to finish, I don't see how that would work in that world.
I mean, can you get castrated?
I don't want to be castrated.
I'm sure nobody wants to be castrated, but it happened apparently to a couple of people in the Game of Thrones.
Yeah. Yep. You can find Tyrion and fuck him.
Oh God. Isn't he the dwarf?
Yeah.
Okay.
Medieval midget porn.
I'm not. I am not into midget porn. Okay, I found that out at a young age.
I'm pretty sure that Tyrion wasn't either.
Well played.
Talking about great people.
I'm just gonna stop right there. Move on.
Yeah. No, I never read any of those books. I never watched any of the TV show. The only reason that I said the thing I did about the Hot D is because the acronym is hilarious. It's almost as hilariously prescient as the acronym STD.
Mm-hmm.
Like life's too fucking weird, isn't it?
Yeah. And well, it's just when I see an MMO announced or somebody wants to MMO, I think about a lot of great settings that could house an MMO, and that just doesn't look like one that would work as an MMO for me. From what I understand of it, it's just I don't understand.
Kind of would strike me as like a edgier WoW.
But here's the thing: based upon from what I understand of the world, if you're gonna have an MMO, you have the general layout setting, this and that, classes. Okay, I think I could sort of see classes, but then races, they're all just variations of human there, aren't they? There's no different. There's no elves, no dwarves.
Well, yeah, but you could take the Mer out of the Elder Scrolls, and the rest of the races are pretty much variations of humans too.
I guess, but there's still. In Elder Scrolls, there's still real magic. There's still real monsters. I mean, the monsters, yes, there are dragons and there's undead in Game of Thrones, but it's not as prevalent as things. And I look around and think, okay, what would work as a dungeon? What would work as end game content in that type of setting? And I honestly still don't think that there's a big enough fan base to support that kind of game anymore.
I think if they had decided to do that, like 9 years ago when Game of Thrones was still on the air, they might have had a bigger shot at that because it was much more mainstream then.
They would have had to have started it, working on it in 2009 when it really started to take off, 2009, 2010, and then put it out because these games take 4 to 5 years to make. If they have a real crew, a real director, a project leader, and the money is there and they stay on schedule and they don't have any F-ups. A good MMO takes a long time to make. And because perfect examples, when Final Fantasy XIV came out in 2011, 1.0 was a disaster. When they took it off the board, it was 3 years before they rebuilt it and put it back out. Star Wars: The Old Republic was in the oven for 4 years before they put it out. So they would have had to have that going, and they would have dropped it right in the middle of its height if they had enough foresight. Then it would have been a huge thing. They know they had games, but the games were never really that successful. And it would have it would have been a massive success probably if they had dropped it at its height. And it might, because it might have had a built-in base, then it might have survived the original collapse with season 8.
That's
But
kind of what
now,
I was getting at. Yeah, is that if they had gotten started, like if they had gone live during the Game of Thrones, like while it was still on the air, while there were still new episodes coming out prior, obviously, to the last couple of seasons, because at that point, I think even if those seasons were really good, the enthusiasm for it would peter out after the show came to an end anyway, and so you're not going to have as much carryover with the audience. But if you can do it like strike while the iron's hot, like say mid-season 4 or 5 kind of thing, when it's at like peak popularity, right, then yeah, they would have done really well. But now I don't know that there is. I think you're right, there's not enough of an audience for it.
There's too many games out there on the MMO slate that people are either wedded to or looking forward to, and it just doesn't have the zazz, the pull, the draw that it once did. And Hot D doesn't change that. It doesn't change that. That Hot D is a special case. When Hot D isn't happening, people aren't talking about Game of Thrones. They're not. I mean, they're talking about it now because we are a month away, 5 weeks away. We're 5 weeks away, 6 weeks away from Hot D season 2. And that will capture everybody's imagination for 2 months, as long as it keeps sticking landing. And it will apparently be fine from what I can tell, because they're following the book, because it's a completed book. It's not like they have to make shit up as forced to do the job. And so they're going to follow that. It'll hit, and it'll go, and it'll get probably a third. It'll definitely get a third. It depends. I hear people say that depending on how they go about season 2, it could go upwards of a total of 4 seasons before they hit the end of it. So there could be another 2 seasons out of this, but there's not enough to warrant a game. And no, Kel, I am not following Ashes of Creation. In fact, I don't remember the last time I even thought about Ashes of Creation. And again, the only one I am following, the only one I am following is, or I was following. I kind of I haven't received any updates, and I know they're getting it, but I know they're still doing stuff, because Az got an invite to try out PAX Day on Alpha a couple of weeks ago, and he was streaming it. I didn't have time to watch it. I didn't get a chance, but Devil and I took a time last year to look at the breakdown, because Kale mentioned it to us, and we looked at it. And that's a game that has potential to be a very cool MMO, because it's really sort of build your own world type of thing, where you can build based on the massive skill tree they're trying to propose. You can build your own class. You're not locked into a class, and that could be interesting, in a very interactive world of building and construction and that kind of stuff. So that could be cool. From what I heard from Az, though, the game is still very buggy in its alpha state, so it has a long way to go. So it's probably at least another 2 years before that thing is done. But there's so much.
I mean, if he's basically alpha testing it, like obviously it's not anywhere near completion.
Oh yeah. Well, sometimes there's an alpha test where we say, yeah, they're pretty far along in this particular alpha test, but from what he said, it's still pretty janky in their current alpha, the current alpha build that they're in. No, I'm not. No, all right, Devil, you weren't here last week for this. We looked at this. Did you see that they're making this game called basically Your Life in the Shire?
Oh yeah, I saw the thing. Yeah. I wasn't sold till I saw there were going to be black hobbits. Then I was like, oh yeah.
There you go.
Now I want to play.
No, I won't play. No. We are not. I'm not going to play the Shire game, Ariel. We've already discussed that. It's not going to happen. But yeah, so I mean, right now I'm perfectly happy. I'm having fun in Final Fantasy 14. Still trying to get everybody in there, but I'm having fun with it because I've got my pace. I am well on track to complete the current expansion in time for the release of Dawn Trail on June 28th. So I'm plenty of time. That's plenty of time for me to enjoy it at casual pace. I know while Stellar Blade takes over my gaming streams and some off time when I want to grind for levels and experience in that. So I've got a full slate of online games to play with myself or everybody else. Oh, here's a question for Samuel. There you go. What do you think, Samuel?
No.
No.
Like even if they wanted to do that, I don't think it would be a good idea. This is the same problem I had with WoW. I know that a lot of people really loved WoW, but WoW is Warcraft is best as an RTS. Oh,
That's when it was good.
It's best as an RTS. Period. Suikoden is best as a single player JRPG, turn based. Anything else, any deviation from that, even Suikoden Tactics, which has a pretty good story, the gameplay kind of sucks. So, it's because they changed up the format because it's a tactics game. And now I take that with a grain of salt for people who love tactics games. I don't love tactics games. So
I have sometimes I like them, sometimes I don't. Depends on the mood. It's a mood thing for me.
Yeah. So, but no, I don't believe that Suikoden would make. I mean, the world is expansive enough that you could probably use it as a setting. I just don't know.
Well, let me tell you this.
I guess it's possible.
Yeah, it's possible. I agree with you. I'd rather follow the story of Suikoden than be put into it as a sandbox. I want to be on the rails for Suikoden. Let me ask you this. I always thought that Thetis of Dragon Age, that would make a good setting for an MMO.
I think that was one of the proposed versions of Dragon Age 4 that got scrapped with, I think Team 2 when they left. But there were MMO elements that were going to be in it. Yeah.
I thought that was the inevitability. They would do one more game and then go, let's go MMO. Same with Mass Effect. I thought that they would do one more game and then because Mass Effect also to me has both those games of classic
Mass Effect would be a good setting for it. Yeah.
These are games that are made for MMOs. The world so expansive. You can keep adding. I mean, Thetis, there's still so much of Thetis we haven't seen that you could explore it in an MMO. Mass Effect, it's literally a galaxy. It's literally
there are
galaxy.
6 or 7 whole countries that we've never been to in Thetis that they've only alluded to in script and that sort of thing.
In October with 4, I mean, we keep our fingers crossed. I will play it and let you guys know. We're first going to Tevinter for the first time ever. Tevinter has been
think Parvalin, but Parvalin is technically part of Tevinter that's been conquered by the Qunari. Yeah,
maybe, but the game takes place in Tevinter. That is the set. Just like when we moved out of Ferelden into everywhere else, into Orlais,
the Free Marches.
And so we moved out of that suddenly. And when you're playing Inquisition, you see how small Ferelden is compared to the surrounding nations. So you get that idea. You understand how large it is, and then there's Tevinter, just sitting there, watching over. Threatening for all these games, and
there are yet other nations that we have not seen. We haven't been to Navarra yet,
or go to the far north
yet, or
go to the far north where the ultimate warden stronghold is. I mean, so I always thought I was always
what's south of Ferelden?
And then if you want to go even farther, there are dimensions woven into the world of Thetis. So it felt to me Thetis and the Milky Way galaxy of Mass Effect right for an MMO. I prayed for years. Now I don't think we're ever going to get them. They don't have because of the kind of plateauedness of Star Wars: The Republic. EA and BioWare will never embark on another MMO. I don't think they ever will.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm agreeing with you that it would certainly be an ideal kind of setting to do it in, just because it's so huge and what we've explored already is already massive, and there's so much out there. I mean, the deep roads alone for dungeon crawling and grinding, right? Imagine, or the dwarven taigs.
Dude, imagine an end game raid, maybe 2 or 3 expansions in on a story where you get to the silver gates, you get to the city of silver.
Yeah,
you've gone that far, you've pushed that far in there.
Yeah, Ariel, they went north. The Free Marches are directly north of Ferelden, in between them and Tevinter.
Yeah. So yeah, I always wanted that, but I know I'm never going to get it. And right now, I'm just hoping that Dragon Age 4 doesn't shit the bed completely. I'll take a slightly imperfect game at this point. That's how fearful I am right now.
I just want to know what happens with Solus. God damn it!
And we're gonna find out just whether or not we're gonna like it. Is a question.
I know. But I mean, like, you get to the end of the DLC for Dragon Age 3, you're just like, what the fuck? And then
I know I've asked you this. I don't remember if I think I asked the question. I know I've asked you the question, but I think we tangented and never gave a full answer. Do you think Flemeth is dead forever?
No.
Yeah, I was gonna say no.
Do we know if is there any?
No, given what we know of her character and how she plans for this shit. She's planned for it twice now already.
Yeah, but I don't think she expected Solus to gank her like that, though, is the thing. Because she looked genuinely surprised.
Let me put it this way. In Dragon Age 2, right, she asks you to bear the locket to the elves, right? And then they resurrect her. Because in between the point where she gives Hawk the locket and he takes it to the elves and they bring her back, that's when the hero of Ferelden in Dragon Age 1 murks her in the fucking in the wilds, right?
Yep.
So that locket is basically a phylactery.
Good point.
Right, it contains a piece of her that they use to resurrect.
So you think there's more? You think there's more of them out there?
Oh yeah,
I think that she absolutely seeded more of them. Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry.
Okay.
No problem.
Yeah, but like there's a length of time that happens between the resurrection in Dragon Age 2 and when she shows up again in Dragon Age 3, right? There's a period of time between there. Do you think that she didn't spend any of that time prepping for another eventual death?
I'm not discounting that. I'm simply asking the question because now we heard rumors of if Mulgrew has been tied to the game at all. that would be a key leak. Because she is the voice of Flemeth. So yeah, so I am. I believe the drop is in October. I think the game drops in October, if I'm not mistaken. And we're gonna see. I'm gonna get it. It'll probably be a combination of stream and private play because that's the kind of game where I will not be able to constantly stream it because people are going to be waiting for a verdict on that game. And I cannot be tied solely to streaming. First day, I'll probably give it a good stream. We'll do leveling. But then if I'm grinding levels, if I'm grinding for materials, if it's anything like Insurrection, not Insurrection. Why did I say Insurrection?
Inquisition.
Inquisition. Thank you. If anything, I said Insurrection because I'm watching so much Star Trek right now, and I got Star Trek on the brain. Inquisition, and they have a massive crafting system again. I'll be gathering like a madman so that I can have the best gear for myself at any moment possible. So
the fighting and stuff will all be him streaming it. When he finally gets one of the girls to touch his pee-pee, that'll be the private.
Hey, listen,
girls.
Listen. Hey, back in the day, I got so good at banging Morgan. I could bang her first official night in camp. I would get Morgan into bed right away. First official night in camp. That's how good I was. Isabella, you have to actually work at it. You have to go through the game because it's tied to moments in the game. Whenever I would do it for Dragon Age 2, because how could I not? She's my pirate queen with massive tits. How could I not do it? In Inquisition, I kind of reluctantly partnered with people on that one because they were all kind of ugly. They're kind of ugly. Never was happy with the Inquisition choices.
Yeah, I made the mistake first time through.
Yeah, they wouldn't let you bone Liliana. They wouldn't let you bone her. And that's the one time I really wanted
to. First time through, I made the mistake of with my female Kunari hooking up with Sarah.
Ooh. Ew.
That was an ugly lovemaking scene.
I mean, in my first original playthrough, I hooked up with Cassandra, which was surprising because I'm like, oh, look, titties. Okay, hey. We got titties in the game. And she was like the best of all the options at the time. And it wasn't bad. Cassandra's not a bad character. I just think they should have.
She's a great character.
I just didn't like the pixie cut. And I think they could have feminized her just a little bit more. And it probably would have been better. And also, I was coming off the fact that they wouldn't let me romance Liliana, which it would have made
that hurt.
sense in this game. It didn't make sense for me in the first game, but in this one, this is the real Liliana, not the persona she's putting on in Origins. This is the actual one. You're seeing every imperfection that she has, and
I think
it would have been.
I think Persona's a little strong. She had an arc.
Facade,
very strong.
Facade. Then how about Facade? Is that better?
Yeah.
When she was hiding everything.
I always default to Liliana in Dragon Age 1. I love that woman. She's got a phony French accent.
I can't listen. Claudia Black just draws me in as Morgan every time I hear that voice. I'm thinking Claudia Black. I'm thinking Morgan, and also it's kind of the bad girl thing in these types of games. I'm always go for the bad girl. I can fix her, and I did sort of fix her if I properly did the final DLC in Origins. You kind of fix her. So
I've said it once. I've said it again. You're trying to fix her with your penis.
Well, what other way can I do? What other way is there? Listen, there's multiple holes. Things can happen, and she'll find a way to be better. And she's Morgan. Come on.
Yeah, she also might sacrifice you to the dark gods of the wilds, but
oh, she doesn't care about that.
Actually, I'd be interested in finding out. I'd be really interested in finding out what exactly happened with the spawn that's created with the hero Ferelden.
Well, you do see it in Inquisition. You see the kid for a minute. The old god reborn, purified. So that's that. I mean, now of course that's not that. It only works if you do it. So because there are plot lines, plot options where you don't mate with her or have somebody mate with her, because you could make Loghain fuck her or
Alistair
fuck her. You don't necessarily have to do it, but there are things where she will say screw you, and I remember one time I did it, and because I think I had I think it was my one where I had Loghain join the party, and nobody after her, and she just leaves. Transfer into a wolf and just leaves. And that timeline, there is no child, no vessel for the soul of the old god. So it's not necessarily. Now I think canon wise, somebody probably does effer, and therefore, because it's just too good a story arc not to have be the actual canon.
Well, I'm curious. I'm curious about that though too, because if the next game takes place in Tevinter, and we know that Tevinter was built upon worship of the old gods, and that in many places in Tevinter they still do worship the old gods, I am very curious to see if this kid comes into play then, because if you remember right, the bad guy in Inquisition was just a fucking DLC boss in 2.
Yeah,
if you didn't play that DLC, Corypheus comes out of fucking nowhere.
Yeah, I was very surprised that they made him the villain. Like, wait a minute, wasn't that the guy I fought in that DLC? That was a pain in the ass.
Didn't I kill you once already?
Yeah. Like Hawk already kicked your ass. But we learned in the end that it's really Solus who was the villain all along, which makes it very cool. And it's been 10 years. Oh, more than 10 years, I think, actually. More than 10 years. Talk about something that's been in development hell, and it's going to happen now. It's here. And
this is the third or fourth fucking whole new team, too?
I think it's like the fourth or fifth team. Listen, I'm glad that original team isn't there, because it was led by a massive SJW who was in charge of it. I remember when I was researching it back in 2018, 2019. Scared the hell out of me then.
Well, I also have this massive fear that because it's so common now, that when it comes out, I bet it's going to be absolute shit at first. I bet it's going to be buggy as all crap, and it's going to... We have to wait for them to give a bunch of patches to fix all the shit they did wrong.
Dragon Age 2 had a massive bug when it first dropped, the slowdown bug, and I suffered it. When you got to the end of chapter 2 and you had to fight the Canary boss, I was a warrior, and the slowdown bug made me move in slow motion, and he would just kick my ass. I had to wait 2 months for them to patch that shit before I could go back and finish it and replay it and do it again. Because the whole entire file was corrupted. You had to start over. Now, in the end, I was okay with it. In the end, amount of times I played it, I will play that game I'll play it as a mage because that's the canonical way to do it. And it feels better as a mage too. I plays much better when I can just heal myself and not have to run on goddamn, what's his name? I'm forgetting all the names again. God damn it. Asshole who blows himself up and starts the whole war.
Oh yeah. Fuck, now it was because yeah, it begins with Anders.
Anders. Thank you, Ariel. Anders. Fucking hate Anders. Except for Sir Pounce a lot. That's the only good thing Anders gave us. Sir Pounce a lot. Yeah, we already gave you credit, Ariel. We gave you credit. Anders, we heard you. Yeah, so I think if it's buggy, it wouldn't be the first time, but it's even more egregious in today's current climate of games, and they release all the buggy shit, and it is just a complete and horrible mess. But and it wouldn't be surprised. It's EA, even though it's BioWare, it's still EA, so I wouldn't be surprised if it happens. But we'll find out in October. All right, so you sent me this earlier today, Samuel, and I did see it. It was on the possibility, but since you brought it up, let's talk about it.
That picture of AOC and
no, listen, listen,
going over everywhere.
Well, no, listen. I would take. I'm sorry, Bobert in a hot second. I'm not putting my dick in.
I'm taking them both. Fuck that, man. I want to be in that sandwich.
You gonna fix AOC?
Hell yeah.
No, just fuck her.
Yeah.
I don't know about them crazy eyes, dude. I don't know. That's frightening. Anyway, so
you don't have to put a bag over her head. You don't have to look at him.
Yeah,
I'm about to put a ball in her mouth. She doesn't talk either.
I'll put a ball in her mouth too, just not the one you think
of. Yeah, it's Samuel's doing the best he can, guys. Internet gods are displeased. But that sucks. I wanted you to talk about Eludian Chronicles too. I wanted you to give a report on that, but if you keep breaking up, you can't do that. So that sucks. Shit. So yeah, I think Samuel's take on this is right, that this is a last gasp type of thing. They are going to try and they're trying to retain their relevancy, and they won't retain their relevancy. No one is going to give a damn what Hollywood wants. No one's going to care. And they're also crying because they're losing money, but it's not from this. It's because, like Devil said earlier, they just keep making shit, and no one wants their shit anymore, especially us. All right, we're gonna give Samuel a chance to try and rectify it. And we can't not have one of our streams here where we don't talk just a little bit of Star Trek. I of course have been watching TNG. I just started season 4 yesterday. Season 3 was so good. It was so good. And I was saying this, I think I was saying this last night to Alf before we started playing State of Decay. And Devil, we can at least talk about this till someone gets here. Season 3, I can count on one hand the amount of episodes in season 3 that I thought were just meh. Like all the other ones, like I would say like 90% of season 3's episodes in TNG were just stellar.
Oh yeah, that's when it picked up. The first 2 seasons, a little rough. Not like I said, I still love watching them, but not the best. Season 3 picks up
suddenly.
Awesome. Yeah,
right off the bat, someone's good. The only ones in season 3 that I found cringe was, of course, the Barkley episode with the holodeck. That is still to this day, I can't take that episode. It's so cringe when they walk in. He's got the Three Musketeers type shit going on, and
to me, it's like, getting caught by your mom touching yourself,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. He does get caught.
So embarrassing.
Troy catches him with her wooden inversion.
Yeah, how do you work with somebody after that? Like literally, they all like it all ends up good and shit. I'm sorry if I fucking walked in on a coworker and I saw them doing anything to a fucking fake version of me, I'd be like, yeah, I don't want to ever see you again, fucker.
Yeah, I mean,
if I catch sight of you, I'm probably gonna knock your heads out. Just saying.
As interesting as a character as Barkley eventually becomes as a standard of a one episode a season, which appears that first episode, man, if you find out that he is fucking a virtual version of because Deanna was a lieutenant commander at that point. He's fucking a higher rank officer version of holodeck. Dude, you gotta go.
I mean, I'm not saying I wouldn't. Like, if you give me a fucking contraption like the holodeck and you have girls on the ship like that.
The things I'm doing to Dr. Crusher, yeah, it's yeah.
I'm just welding the door shut. That's the thing. I'm going in there, be like, I got to work in here, guys. Y'all shouldn't come in.
Well, how about
weld that shit shut? And
don't do it while you're on duty. You don't be in the holodeck while you're on duty, so people could. And then, of course, lock the damn thing. It's my session. Yeah. Lock the door. Jordy just walks right in. Hey, oh shit, what's going on here?
I'm rolling in there with fucking 2 boxes of granola bars, some Gatorade, and welding that door shut. And 7 hours later, I'll come out.
Oh man, Samuel, are you there to weigh in on Barkley and his holodeck obsession? He's not.
Maybe.
Maybe. Maybe he's gone. Poor Samuel. Now we get to the Star Trek stuff and he can't be here. Here we go, guys. Could try again. How about now? You there?
I am here.
Okay. You're here. We hear you.
Oh, good. Good.
Okay.
I had to do like a bunch of shit to make this fucking work.
So yeah, Barkley, holodeck, one of the only couple episodes of season 3 that keep it from being a complete perfect season. Because that episode cringes the hell out of me, and even though we like Barkley in the end as a character overall, but how do you feel about?
Barkley is exactly the antithesis of what we were talking about a couple of weeks ago. Man, he is not the best of the best. There's no reason for him to be on the Enterprise in the first place, given that his previous performance reviews at previous postings were less than fucking stellar. Yeah,
satisfactory.
Yep. He shouldn't be there at all.
Mm-hmm.
Later we're glad he is because, there's some other stuff that comes up and he becomes a more competent officer down the road, but he doesn't start out that way at all.
His potential is realized because of the Enterprise, but he shouldn't have made it on the Enterprise because of satisfactory performances.
Yeah.
And exactly. But as overall, I was talking season 3 and how strong it was. And so many great episodes. I mean, when a couple days ago, I watched Sarek for the umpteenth time. Man, dude.
Yeah.
When it's the penultimate part, they've done the mind meld, and when Sarek comes out and just says, "I'm myself for the first time in a long time," number 1. It's just like, oh damn, that's Sarek, and then Picard just trying to rein in the storm of emotions is just so powerful. So good. And realizing, and they talk about this bond that we're going to keep the best parts of each other in here and how that's going to play out later in season 5. It's good. It's fantastic. And
Barkley's out of place.
Yeah.
The Barkley episode is yeah.
And there's at least one more in there that is kind of not top tier. Of course, we always make fun of Geordi when Geordi has his own Barkley moment with the suddenly forgot her name. Shit.
Leah something. Leah Brahms.
Leah Brahms. Yeah, Brahms. I always said Rhymes. Leah Brahms, when he creates that, it's like, Geordi, no. Don't do it, Geordi. Don't pull a Barkley. We didn't have a Barkley yet, but Geordi pulled a Barkley before Barkley pulled a Barkley. But that episode, it's still a good episode, but there's so many strong episodes in that season, and then, of course, ending with Best of Both Worlds, and starting season 4 with that, and now I'm like 2 discs into season 4 right now, and still good. But I was I was watching the episode after Best of Both Worlds where everybody's on shore leave, and Picard goes back to his hometown, and that is an important thing because it's him dealing with the trauma. But every other side arc in that episode, from Worf and his parents to other stuff, it ruins the whole rhythm of that episode for me. So it puts 4 off to a kind of a stutter of a start. But I know it gets better because I've seen this a bunch of times. But it's so much fun. And what I love is I was watching in season 3, Menage a Troy, where is the source of the Pogo song. And I always wait for it and I catch it in Insurrection when Deanna and Riker are getting back together officially, and she kisses him. She says, "I never kissed you with a beard before." She kisses him in Menage a Trois, and he has a beard. Somebody didn't do their homework on that one. It always gets me. being a stickler nerd. She kisses him right there. And you know what? She also kisses Tom Riker. She kisses Tom Riker once, and he has a beard. An exact same beard.
That's not Will.
But I know, but it's still a beard. It's still the same physical process of kissing a Riker with a beard. So it's like, come on, man.
Well, and apparently she in season 3 of Picard, she kissed him while he was a shapeshifter with a beard.
Yes. You're right. I forgot that one. But it's so good. I'm having such a good time. But then I have something. It's a top 10, but it's not a full top 10. I just wanted to bring this up because watching season 1, season 2, and in season 3, we've talked about this. We talk about it now again, how they try to make the Ferengi a thing as an opponent for the Federation, and they quickly ran away from it because it wasn't working at all. And then the Ferengi become what we know and genuinely enjoy things. But I chanced to look at this top 10, and they showed us what a Ferengi looks like in Discovery. Have you seen this picture or their take on a Ferengi?
No, I quit watching that shit after season 2, man.
Oh yeah, well, I never. Yeah, but I haven't watched either. But what the fuck is that? What the fuck is that? That's not a Ferengi.
No, that's not. But I hate how they
looks like
all
somebody's
the
been feeding them
freaking
Mogwais after midnight.
yeah. I hate all the designs from freaking STD. They're all disgusting. The freaking Klingons, they just all look like shit.
Yeah. Dobby's retarded brother. Yeah, so I just saw some like, man, that's not a Ferengi. The ears are all wrong, and the facial structure is all wrong. It's as though they looked at
it. Looks like
with,
he's wearing a Halloween mask, and they didn't blend any of it.
Yeah, that's a good point. It's as though it's just so somebody watched one episode of Star Trek without any sort of mental image, retaining the mental image of Ferengi, and they sort of maybe it was a bad copy, a bad rip, and then they tried to draw it from memory, and this is what they came up with. And it's just this isn't Star Trek. And watching real Star Trek now, enjoying TNG, thinking about finishing it, thinking about going on to DS9 and watching everything all the way through. And I just I love it. I mean, I watched the we started in the middle of season 3. Of course, we had the first Vosh episode with the Toxu Tot, and that was great because that was these are there. You had some Q stuff. It's so good all the way through.
Max Brodencheck.
Yeah, it's so the quality just screams at me, and I'm enjoying every minute of it. Like honestly, I don't think I've ever enjoyed it as much as I am enjoying it now, watching it in this moment in time. In all the years I watched it on reruns and that, I don't think I ever didn't I don't think I've ever enjoyed it as much as I have, because there's something about it right now that is refreshing. Especially because I've learned to now separate this from the current day actors and all that stuff. Except for Michael Dorn, because he's awesome. As far as Picard, Grumbit, Picard season 1 and 2, you just could, flush them down the toilet where they belong. But 3, and if you, well, actually, I don't have it anymore. Actually, I never had it. We have covered it as a group. We've discussed it and reviewed it, talked about it. Actually, I did reviews. You can find my review. My reviews are on this channel. Grumbit, you can go back on the playlist. There's a playlist somewhere. You research this channel. There is my reviews of Picard season 3. They were a joy. They weren't perfect, but they were a joy because Terry Matalas and both Devil and Samuel can agree with me on this one. He gets it, and he did the best he could with what he had to work with. And he gave us basically a tiny little I'm sorry for what you went through. And enjoy this last little shred of Star Trek you're probably ever going to get. So I recommend season 3, and Samuel and Devil, you guys recommend it too, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, we did.
We lost him again.
No, I stopped talking. I was trying not to talk over Devil.
Oh, okay. You're finding the words. Okay, go ahead, Samuel. All
right, so we did actually the 3 of us plus Horny Alf and Legion Talk did view.
Now you are gone. You're roboting out. You're roboting out.
Episodes
of so what Samuel's saying. We did do
3 at the beginning of later.
You're completely out, dude. We're losing every third word, and you're roboting.
Yeah, we're never gonna get your food order.
I will fill in the words what he's saying. As a group, we did a review series of Picard season 3, and we enjoyed it, and we had a great time breaking down, discussing it as actual, true, real passionate Star Trek fans. Had a lot of fun, and as I said, on this channel, you can find my my full review of all 10 episodes, where it was a joy to review it. It was a joy. So if you want to watch it and then watch my reviews, go ahead, because if you want to not be spoiled. So I do recommend watching it, because it's about as close to real Star Trek as we're ever going to get at this point in time, outside of, because Kurtzman Trek ain't it, and neither is JJ Trek. So yeah, they did in the first 2 seasons. They did all they could to shit all over it, and then in the third one, Terry Matalas, who actually worked on Star Trek, on DS9 and Voyager, he knew what it was. And he's a true fan, a passionate fan, and he set out to create this story, working within. He had to work within the horrible, some of the confines of Kurtzman Trek, but he did the best he could, and we forgive him for it, because you can feel the love and the respect for the next generation and Star Trek in general. So I do recommend doing it. I recommend watching it. You will have fun, and there are some great payoffs in it and some great stuff, and even the new characters. And I just got to say, when you get to the end, the final stinger on the final episode, Devil and I are still, and Samuel too, we are still pining over what they have, the money they've left on the table by not following through with that stinger. They have left money on the table with what they could have done by creating Star Trek Legacy, the next show. Right?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely. I would like, after number 3, we were all so psyched, thinking that they might actually make another show, and they might actually make it Star Trek.
Yeah.
And then they just said, no, we're not going to do that.
We're gonna make Starfleet Academy. We're gonna make a Section 31 movie because Michelle Yeoh won an Oscar. That's what we're gonna do. You see right here. This is the extent of my collection right now. So I got all my original movies right here. Since you're new to the channel, I get to show up for the first time for a while. Got my original movies here, and then of course because of Picard season 3, I had such a good time with Picard season 3 and hanging out with Devil and the others talking Star Trek. Boom. I went on, got this. I got it at a great price this year, and I am enjoying the hell out of watching this right now. It is just a joy, as I said, and without any other words to fill my vocabulary for it. I am enjoying it so much right now, every moment, and the quality. It's the quality. It's the writing. It's the storytelling. Everything makes sense. The last episode I watched today was the one where they find the human boy with the Talarians, and they're trying to convince him that he needs to come back to the Federation, and his intransigence to wanting to stay with Talarian culture, but being tempted by human culture. They do it so well with, I want him to go home to humans because I think the Talarians are assholes. But they paint the picture of this is the only home he's ever known, even though he was taken after a battle. But
yeah,
it's done so well. And it's done with high quality. So go ahead.
See, that's why I can't be a freaking captain. Because I'd have been like, blow these motherfuckers up. Get the fuck out of my space, you sons of
heard
bitches.
In that episode, when Riker asks Worf, what's the arm of the ship? Worf says he lists off the technical specs of the Talarian cruisers. Like, yeah, they're no match for us. They could throw all these. They're throwing 3 ships at us. Yeah, they're not gonna. We're gonna shrug it off. We're the Enterprise. Unlike a couple episodes prior, when they have the Samuel on the mobile. How are we doing now?
Yep. Oh, it should be a lot better now.
You're fine.
Yeah,
now.
we can.
Have you heard what we were saying? so you can chime in with what we're saying here. You want to recap what we're talking about?
Yeah, Devil would slaughter the Talarians.
I have not.
Yeah. Okay. Oh God, he just dropped again. Uh-oh. He's gonna.
No, I didn't. I was listening.
Oh, you didn't? Okay. So it sounded like you cut off again while you're trying to say something. No, we were just recounting on the on how the quality of the writing, and I was remarking how the Talarian episode where the humans was taken by the Talarians, and the way they do the writing of, man, I want him to go home to the Federation, but the way they present the case of the Talarians were the only home he's ever known. And how he does love his adopted father, and he loves that as his home world, but he's tempted by his true family in the Federation, and the ingrained familiarity he has with the other humans on board the Enterprise. And he says in the end, if I stay here, I will be tempted to go with you, but in my heart, I'm missing what I know on Talaria. And it's written so well. And Picard's final speech of, we were trying to influence him, and I'm paraphrasing. We tried to influence him. We tried to turn him to our way of thinking, not realizing that we're now the ones at fault for trying to make him think a certain way and not listening to what he was saying and feeling. It's just such good writing, and it works. And and that's what I'm enjoying the most. I'm enjoying the quality of it all. Like I'd ever have in, I'm enjoying it the most that I ever have right now. Is the thing. So
it's good stuff.
Yeah. Where are you in your rewatch right now?
I went back to watching One Piece, so I kind of put a pause on TNG. And I watched, and like I said, I watched Fallout. I'm still about midway through season 3 on TNG right now.
Okay.
This time.
Then I blew past you then because I took a break for a few days because I had to watch a bunch of stuff last week for Channel Run. I had to watch stuff for Anime Odyssey, and I had to get Velma out of the way. So I took a break. But as soon as I was done, I dove right back in to cleanse my soul after Velma, which I had to. But I'm loving every minute of it. It's such a joy. And you can finish your thoughts on Picard season 3 now that you're back.
Oh yeah, I just gonna tell people. Was it who brought that up in chat?
Grumbit.
Yeah, Grumbit. Yeah, like I said, we did a show for better part of a year about Star Trek, and it started with Picard season 3. It's just like a little review thing and turned into something else. But you should still be able to find most of the episodes on Legion Talk, the channel Legion Talk. I think probably there are a few of them up on Horny Al's channel, and there are a few on mine that the ones I was able to get is Paramount.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So,
because
but yeah, if you're curious about what we actually, we broke it down episode by episode at the time. But overall, it was. I think we had a consensus that season 3 was pretty good. They had a few things that were glaring issues. There were some plot holes. But overall, generally speaking, it was pretty good. It was pretty solid. Yeah. It ended well, I thought.
Yeah, so you can go between Legion Talks channel, you can go Horny Alf's channel, and this and stuff, and Samuel's channel, stuff on Rumble. You can get that. And as I said, there are my personal reviews, which I did before we did the show together. That's actually how Sam and I met, talking about this stuff. So you can watch all that stuff, and after you watch it, if you're gonna watch it first, and then watch us discuss it. It'll be probably a whole lot more fun, because then you won't get spoiled, because my reviews are spoiler filled. I do long form spoiler filled reviews, but this is fun. It's entertainment when it was entertainment. And right now, I don't know what I'd be watching right now if I didn't have this TNG box that I just got last year for Christmas. I don't know what I'd be watching right now, because in terms of finding a happy place, because this puts me in a happy place. We were talking about this a couple weeks ago. Every time the theme starts, I'm going like this every time, whether it's the opening or the closing. It just fills you with joy, and that's what we need right now: joy, to drive away all the crap that we have to deal with. And because there's a lot of crap, and it's going to keep coming, but I don't mind reviewing the crap. I don't, and I definitely don't, because Velma's doing very well. Hey man, my Velma review is doing very well, and if I can handle Velma, I can handle anything right now. So
I'm sure it is, dude. I'm just not sure it's worth the pain.
Well, when I finished it, I watched Star Trek, and all the pain went away. So, it's
all of it, really.
Yeah, all of it. Yeah, maybe there was some masturbation involved afterwards as well. I don't know, but.
Dude, I don't know if I watched Velma if I could put my hand on my penis for a week.
Hey, if I'm watching TNG and I get my fill of Deanna and Beverly, the wheels are then turning again, so everything's fine. I could push. Velma got pushed away out of my mind. Anyway, we are over 3 hours right now, and we did some obligatory Star Trek. We had our fun, so I'm ready to close the show. Unless you guys have any other topics that you want to throw out there that I have neglected.
I did want to touch briefly on the whole Auden thing.
Okay, go for
again,
it. Yeah, I do want your
Gal,
thoughts.
If you're listening, I kind of blame you.
Yeah.
So, Gal, if you're out there listening, I
Wait,
do
hold on one
blame
second.
you a little bit, just because I would never have known about it.
1 second. There we go.
Oh God.
Keep going.
Yeah, I would never have known about the localized issue if she had not brought my attention, because I do not speak or read Japanese. It would not have mattered to me. There are a couple of localizers made that are clearly Western-driven agenda that are kind of bullshit, and they're jarring, and they're out of place in the flow of the dialogue. But overall, it really hasn't done much to dim the story for me. And as gameplay wise, it's fucking fantastic, man. It's this is Suikoden, essentially. Okay. And I love that about it. My biggest gripes about it are actually visually.
Really?
Background.
We're losing you again.
Jibe together, and there's this whole.
We're losing you. We're losing every third word.
Where if something's too far away, then it blurs out, so you get. I'm back.
You're sort of back. Now you're back. You were roboting there for hard. I missed the entire. Entire past 2 sentences. I have no idea what you're saying right now. I heard visuals, and then you cut out.
Okay. Yeah, the 3D backgrounds. So to the background or to the foreground, it comes into focus, and the rest of it blurs out. That's a little hard on the eyes.
Okay.
It's pretty consistent, and then it's got constant load times, which like every time you start a battle, every time you end a battle, every time there's a little cutscene, every time it switches to a different scene in the cutscene, there's a fucking low screen, and it's like PS2 speeds.
Oh, that's not good.
And that's annoying shit. But otherwise, I like the game quite a bit so far.
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
I've heard. I believe, like with the they put out a
Otherwise,
patch.
I love it so far.
I think they put out a patch that is starting to correct the localization problems, from what I heard. So that shows that kind of concept of, if we do say something, it does matter, and people. I think people will listen, and that's why we need to talk about this stuff, whether it comes to bad localization or censorship. And yeah. It's you're demonstrating the bad
the localization patch. Right. The bad localization, though, that patch that's only for subs. If you're listen, it doesn't do anything obviously for the English dialogue, because they have to redo all of that dialogue if they're going to fix that. All of the audio.
Can you turn off the audio, and just go with the?
I haven't. I think so. I tell you what, I haven't looked at that. I'm going to check that out and get.
Okay, let me know on that. And Grumbit, so far there's no news on a Halo Season 3. If you want to watch, I don't know how new to my channel you are. I reviewed Season 1 and Season 2 in all its garbage glory. So you can check that out. If there is Season 3, I'll do it. I'll shit on it for another season, and happily. So I don't think it's going to get a Season 3, though. That Season 2 was part of the package deal for Season 1. That was part of it. So I don't think they get it. Just like Velma's not going to get a Season 3. A couple. There is Wheel of Prime Season 3, but that again was that's part of the deal for that. And Rings of Power, they're going to get at least one more season. So I will probably play Udian Chronicles later on down the road, once it's probably had a price reduction and maybe some of this stuff gets fixed. And I've got such a backlog of shit I'm playing for the gaming channel that it's just not in the cards at the moment, which is fine. I'm fine. And that's why I'm counting on Samuel to keep me informed, because he loves the Suikoden franchise as much as I do. And now I will get the remasters. I'm going to get those remasters, and I will play those as well for the channel. Those will be fun. So the gaming stuff, we talked about a lot this weekend, and we'll keep talking about it because it is the news, and we'll keep talking about censorship and bad localization as long as they keep fucking it up, because that's what we have to do. Anyway, all right, so we're gonna wrap it up then tonight. We are almost 3.5 hours in, which is, unless we have more people on and we're really into something, and Samuel isn't trying to murder his internet right now, we would definitely go a little bit longer, but it's late enough it is. And let's see, tomorrow is Tuesday. I don't even know what I'm doing tomorrow. Probably more Stellar Blade. We'll see. Anyway, so Devil, what's going on the rest of the week with you?
This Wednesday on Wrong Think, we are doing a special focusing on 2A. So that should be it's our first kind of special of that. So hopefully everyone tunes in and is interested. Then on Friday night going into Saturday, the pub is going to be open. And then Get Ranked this week. I think I've settled that, yes, I will be doing the best Disney movie, the original animation style list. And if I can get the people on that I want to get on, if they're all able, I also have an announcement about a new show that hopefully will it'll all go well. Okay. But so yeah, definitely check out my shows this week, and obviously you'll see me on Sam's channel on Saturday. I'm also going to be on his channel Friday for Abyssal Musings, and yeah, you'll see me Thursday on Statics, and
okay, all right. All right, Samuel, we're reaching out to you across the void. Can you hear us? What you got going on this week?
I hear you guys. I just turned off the fucking Wi-Fi. I went with 4G. So no, I'm doing the usual shit this week. So we got Abyssal Musings Friday night on my channel at 9:30 p.m. Mountain Time with my co-host Lawrence Knight. We also, as he just stated, we'll be having Devil Made Me Do It with us, and we are, I think, hoping to have Caucasian Sasquatch back as well. So that'll be a good time. And then about give or take an hour after that, probably less now, I'll be over on Devil's channel for Beelzebub on Beelzehub. And then about 12 hours after that, we'll both be back over on my channel for Screaming Into the Void at 4 p.m. Mountain Time. And then back here on Monday, and the cycle repeats.
It's also incestuous.
Yes, it is. And then you can also find myself along with my my Friday night partner, Lawrence Knight, over on the Exiled Linus 2 channel if politics and cultural stuff outside of pop culture is your thing. We moderate over there and are occasionally on the panel. So
excellent. As for myself, tomorrow's Tuesday. I'm gonna over on my gaming channel, Renaissance Earth Arcade. Link in the description below, along with both of these boys' links as well to their stuff. More Stellar Blade, more Final Fantasy 14. I haven't actually streamed it yet, but I'm still putting the team together right now. We're getting in there. Rest of the week, Natural 20 Wednesday may or may not happen. We'll see if they have the topics that line up with it. I think I do. I'm some bubbling in the mind, working on it. Thursday, no, we're fine Thursday. More gaming on Thursday. Whatever news happens of the week, stay tuned for takes. Friday, Ballbusters at 11 p.m. Eastern. And then no Saturday night driving this week because Jed is on the road. He is going to touch grass in another state. So we're taking the weekend off, which means I'll probably do more gaming. And then Sunday on here, I'm brain dead. Sunday, of course, I'm still on my channel. Sunday, 2 p.m. Eastern. Roundtable, myself and others sit down around. We'll talk about the week's events. I'm sure other crazy shit's going to happen this week that we will end up talking about. And then that's it. And we'll be right back here next Monday, 9 p.m. Eastern for more Mellow Mondays, where we will continue to nerd out, have a good time. I appreciate every single one of you in the chat. Thank you for joining us this evening, whether you're live or on the replay. Hit that like button. If you are new here, if you've just joined, go back, watch some old episodes, watch other stuff, subscribe to Samuel, subscribe to Devil at the Beelzehub, and have a good time, guys. We appreciate you. Have a good night or day wherever you may be, and we will see you guys next time. Until then, take it easy.
Bye.